Yeah. You duh. Yeah. You duh. You down with AIP? Yeah, you know me. Anything is possible to creed. The key on the mic. I'm the truth, no fantasy. Podcast flow, old school vibe guaranteed. AIP. Every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. Jumped on the beat like a classic cassette. Late night talk, the vibe you won't forget. Dropping wisdom gems, the grind is set. Every story told, ain't no limits met. You open the mind, the world opens wide. On this podcast, real thoughts collide. From the cooks in the kitchen to the suits we chide. Dreams get bigger when the truth's applied. Sip on success like it's poured in a mug. Real talk, no BS, no need for a shrug. In your ear like an anthem, snug as a hug. Tune in, feel the buzz, plug after plug. AIP, every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. AIP, every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. 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 Rare. In the swamp where the secrets lay thick. Whispers in the shadows, they hit like a brick. Talking with the moon, got the stars in a twist. Truth or illusion, the facts get dismissed. Talking with conspiracy, whispers in the air. Truth in the trenches, but who really care? From the dirty south where the legends get made. Stories in the dark, watch the shadows parade. Slick tongues spin tales like a spider on a thread. Hood prophets preach knowledge while the streets stay fed. Voices echo deep where the rivers don't flow. Lost truths buried under where the cold winds blow. Heavy bass thump, got the block hypnotized. Mysteries unfold under blood red skies. Voices in the static, they creep through the scene. Street sermons build truths, but they cut like a guillotine. Talking with conspiracy, whispers in the air. Truth in the trenches, but who really care? From the dirty south where the legends get made. Stories in the dark, watch the shadows parade.
All you ever hear about in this country is our differences. It's all they ever talk about. Politicians and the media always pushing the things that separate us, things that make us different. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society. They divide the rest of the people. They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the fucking money. Fairly simple thing. Fairly simple thing happens to work. Anything that's different about us, you know that's what they're pushing at you. Racial differences, religious, ethnic, national backgrounds, jobs, income, education, social status, sexuality, anything they can do to keep us fighting with each other so that they can keep going to the bank.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club.
Welcome everybody back to the AIP channel, and we got a full crew tonight. It's been nice to have the full crew here tonight, and hope to have everybody back next week. We got a special guest coming next week, hopefully. So said he would.
Hello,
So
hello.
what's up, Watt Life and Snooks? We got Raz and Sweets. It's gonna be a fun one. Well, some of it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun and talk about some serious stuff too at the same time. So crazy world we're living in right now. I got 6 different bookmark things. So What about you, Jamie? I know you might have some stuff stuck over there with all the craziness.
Well, there's been so much going on in Memphis that I've not had a lot of time to pay attention to the national stage. Some guy shot an 11-year-old yesterday. Some other poor truck driver gave his life to miss a lot full of cars that were stopped on the interstate because a bunch of morons from Memphis decided to block the interstate and do donuts and drag race on the interstate. So instead of him killing a bunch of people that probably deserved to die in the first place, he gave his own life to miss all those vehicles and ended up dying. You know what I mean? Like,
Damn, I hadn't heard
here
about that.
we are. Memphis, bro. Yeah,
Memphis.
yeah.
Gotta love it. I seen the on Whitehaven
Yeah.
Watch. If somebody's missing a white Charger, it's over there on Reigns, stripped. But crime is down in Memphis. They said they don't need any help. Memphis is doing fine. Though aren't they they're getting investigated right now from the to see if they've been doctoring the books. Did you see that? I'm sure you've
Oh,
seen that.
and I believe that's going on. I'm curious to know what the metric is that they're using to come up with these numbers. You know what I mean? What are they excluding? To make this. I just don't understand how they're generating the numbers. Murder is skyrocketing, yet they want to sell you on the idea and the theme that crime is down.
Well, when they're not charging people and they're letting people go and they're giving them reduced sentences and all this sort of thing, I guess they're giving us those cooked data, what represents the backside of those actions. You know what I mean? It's not the body count anymore. It's the, we only charged 50 people with murder. Well, you had 300 bodies, man. Well, we had 50 murders this year. Only 50 murderers. So, Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens, I believe, said it best. He said, "Figures don't lie, but liars sure do figure."
That's right.
So
it's
tricky.
I mean, I know. Years ago when I got my car broke in, they tried to argue with me and try to talk me out of filing a report. You don't have to file a report. Really nothing's going to be able to happen because of this and this. And I want your numbers to go down, buddy. I'm sorry. You're going to have to fill this report out. What's up, James? Appreciate you doing the sound check on both sides. Yeah, Memphis there's some pretty spots in Memphis, but it's gone really down really fast the last few years.
And then the mayor's campaign, so they've started this campaign for the mayor's office where it's like, quit focusing on the crime and let's talk about all the good things in Memphis. Look, bro. So we want to tell the people that, had a relative murdered or robbed or carjacked or, assaulted. Don't talk about it. Let's just talk about the good in Memphis. Well, let's talk about the good in Memphis. The Grizzlies suck. We used to have an entertainment district that you could be safe and go have a night out, and you can't do that anymore because crime is through the fucking roof. You've got all these voices for the NBA that are putting up all these posts trying to make people feel safe walking to their cars. It's like, well, I've never experienced any of this walking to my car. Bitch, you park in a press box. You've got a press pass. You park in the garage. You don't walk. Well, I feel safe when I walk down, Bill. What, on a Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m.? Okay, bro, go stand down at the corner of Bill and 4th where they are actively shooting at the cops on the weekend. You know what I mean? But hey, everything's fine, Ricky Pike. Let's just not talk about it. Maybe if we just ignore it, it'll all go away. My vote, National Guard comes to Memphis, put them bitches all over downtown, Fraser, Watkins, and 40, where the fucking shit goes down every weekend. Bro, look, man,
Little Chicago, baby.
bring them all to. And did you hear the fucking mayor in Chicago talking about we're going to give it back to them if they come down here, bro? Let's get it popping.
Well, the people has already talked to that mayor
They're carrying
before.
live rounds in DC now.
They've already talked to that mayor before. You know, he was talking about they roast him and when he was first talking about that he wasn't going to let ICE in and they're going to stop him and all that, and how the people were like, "Come on, Tom Holman, come on," you know, and the people of Chicago was like and they're like, "Look, bring him in and make an example of this, you know, individual." Well, I won't say what that lady said on that one clip, but you know. Yeah, it's mostly a lot of big cities, you know, and the news will talk about all this crap. I seen what's his name? I'll think of it in a second. I got a clip saved with his ass, but he was he was talking all, well, this is a red state. It's a Democrat run city. He was talking about Little Rock, and he was talking about Birmingham, and he was talking about New Orleans. All them cities, you know, politically, they've been Democrat most of their entire existence. Memphis has been a Democrat city most of existence. New Orleans, most of existence. That's where all the, you know, hell reasons going on. I mean, of course, there's a more massive, more people, so you're going to have more crime, you know, and more situations. But you know, when you slapping people in the wrist, you're not letting people out. You're just letting people out. You know, you're not letting people out with no bond whatsoever. Just like, here, going down the road. Don't worry about it. Um, it's a wild state we're in, and and on one side, I can see what you're saying, and let the National Guard come in, but to the point is like, what's gonna, you know, what's gonna give if you know they start really, you know, really pushing martial law and start locking these damn cities down. You know, these cities need some help. Is this truly the way it's going to be? You know, is this truly what we need? Is this gotten to this point where we got to have this point? I mean, maybe so. It has helped DC a lot. A lot of people, they're talking to a lot of people on the streets, and they're like, "Man, this is great. I can actually walk around." You know, DC people putting videos on TikTok talking about how nice it
Right.
is. But, you know, I don't know.
That woman
What's up,
driving a car
Indy?
the other night,
What's
she's
up,
got her
Wally?
windows down, T-top open.
Yeah,
She's talking about, you know, hey, it's the first time I ain't got to worry about being carjacked. You know, but they did have a murder yesterday. It's the first time they've gone 12 days without a murder, or 12 or 13 days without a murder in like forever. You know what I mean? And motherfuckers in Memphis getting jacked every day. We got a dude that dies every day in the city. And if we skip a day, don't worry, tomorrow we're going to get 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, that makes up. Like you said, you can go down to the med and you'll see it. You'll see it every day. Yeah, Raz, I agree. The crime is just a symptom, is the underlying issues of what's been, you know, inept leadership. Inept leadership is, you know, in all these BS, you know, the last few years, they want to push some narratives and you know, that's what we get. You know, we got crime and everything everywhere. It's a wild situation.
I know y'all are gonna, you know, we're all gonna discuss Raja a little later, but
Oh
Who?
yeah.
there's a
I'm
Jackson's son.
sorry.
Yeah, good job. So
Mr. 0-1.
there's a correlation though. There's a correlation to that, Ricky. That propaganda, that, you know, that 2 minutes hate, to use Orwellian language, that the media has aggressively foisted upon much of the country concerning conservatives, cops, white people, red Mad Hatters, you know, MAGA, you know, and so they've openly promoted communist principles like destroy property. Property ain't shit. That's what we do when our voices are unheard, loot, pillage. And they've told these people, the police, like, all cops are bastards, ACAB. You see that shit spray painted everywhere.
Right.
I'm not saying policing is perfect. I got my critiques of it, but you know what? This approach, this communist approach of burn it down, it's all rooted in systemic injustice. That's just a bunch of commie gibberish. But it's had a nasty, nasty effect. You say they shoot at the police, run them off. They're so deep out there that they can't do shit, and they mask up all the time. Now it's just like what a wild, wild west. What a truly lawless environment.
You know what? I called the cops the other night. Listen, I called the cops on Sunday night. In case you're not familiar, and Dave, you may not be, but you may very well be. I mean, fuck, you're just across the state line down there. But Sunday nights in Memphis is when the hood is hopping. Okay. So when I was a kid, I used to drag race motorcycles, and Sunday night was one of the biggest nights where all the people got together, right? Well, now on Sunday nights, it's not motorcycles now. Now it's a whole bunch of cars and a whole bunch of stolen cars. So where I live at over here in the Midtown district, you hear these dudes racing up and down Madison right here in front of my house. So Sunday night, I hear like 4 or 5 cars doing 80, 90, 100 miles an hour right in front of my house. So I call the cops and they go, hey, man, listen, I really hate to bother you with some real stupid shit. I said, but I've got these cars that are flying up and down my street. Almost every 4 minutes, another one takes off and these guys are racing from this light. And she goes, sir, it's not a stupid call. We're aware of it. There's 400 cars and there's 20 officers trying to chase these guys from Fraser to downtown to South Memphis. And these dudes just split and run, bro. The cops have zero control over the shenanigans and the hoodlums in this city. You know what I mean? And something is going to have to change before a whole bunch of people get killed. This bro, like it's like people are dying every night, but it's going to reach a point where we're going to have a mass incident. One of these dudes, we're going to have 2 years ago over in Orange Mound, there was a dude in a stolen Corvette doing donuts on a basketball court in Orange Mound. Okay. And then this shooting pops off in the audience. I don't remember how many people got hit, but we're going to see another incident like that on a much larger scale, because of the crowds of people that these type of activities generate and bring out. It's ridiculous, bro. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. I'm ready to move the country. I'm ready to get the fuck out of Memphis. I'm ready to go find 10 acres where the closest neighbor I have is a long distance phone call away. You know what I mean? Like, fuck this
I
shit.
don't blame you.
man.
I'm glad I'm out in the country now. I'm glad I'm out of even in a small town. I'm because it's about to get sideways, especially with if they do start going to city, which it's looking like the top 3 is going to be New York, Chicago, and Memphis, which is crazy to think that hey, that's where we're at for our, but it's in which we called it a few weeks ago. We called it on this show a few weeks ago that it's what was going to happen as soon as they start messing with DC. We called it and we were like, hey, look, this is going to happen. They're going to go out to other cities. And I said Memphis is going to be the one of the top 5. And by God, and we were right.
Part of the deal with Musk and all the infrastructure and all the work that's being done down here, because the work is jumping. It's popping. It's right over here where I'm at. And it's jumping. And so that's part of the deal, I bet, is, hey, we need to do something about this town. It's wild. And we might see it. As a general rule of thumb, most of my days I've been against, there's something called posse comitatus, right? And so like this, I think, I think using the National Guard is sort of like a workaround, so to speak. But the general rule goes like this. Uh, Soldiers fight foreign enemies. Never do they police their own. Right. Now you could use them to repel foreign invaders that are in the country, people that are not here legally. You can do that with them. But to use them as a police force against civilians is a violation of posse comitatus. And, just in general, it's kind of this principle that goes back even to the founding fathers would talk about, how dangerous a standing army was, how dangerous it is to just have a big, badass, decked out army ready at all times. Like that's how we rock now because the world is as it is and everyone's nuclear. So that is what it is. And we call it a defense budget, no matter how many wars we start and how many wars we fight for Israel and, for ulterior motives.
We're banned.
All that.
No.
Right. But all that
we would never do
aside,
that.
we would never do that. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. That's kind of the situation, So it's a little gloomy. It's a little gloomy.
Yeah, did you say Netanyahu was already he was on telling they need to deal with they needed to deal with social media and stuff and censor it so because of so much falsehood is getting spread on so quickly that by the time it gets back around it's hard because so many people are pushing back against this Jewish agenda. What's up, Tate? What's up, Grizz?
So
frame it
here
in a bad way for us.
Here's my thought. I believe that the National Guard is slowly being rolled out throughout the U.S. to prevent another 2020 Summer of Love. I believe that the President of the United States and the powers that be that currently run our nation and run our agencies are in possession of vast amounts of information that incriminate everybody before them, from the Obamas to the Clintons to the Bush family, going pretty much all the way back to the assassination of JFK. I believe that they're rolling out the National Guard in these cities, which are going to be all the Democrat-led cities that burned in 2020 over the Black Lives Matter march. And I believe that they're going to roll those troops out there very softly and gently to prevent another 2020. Because when they start dropping this information and they actually start locking motherfuckers up, you're going to see the George Soros war machine kick in. Yesterday, Trump made a post on Truth Social. He says, George Soros and his wonderful radical left son should have been charged with RICO because of their support of violent protests and much more all throughout the United States of America. For those that don't know, these guys fund both sides of every major conflict around the world. Mm-hmm. Furthermore, Trump says, we're not going to allow these lunatics to rip apart America anymore, never giving it so much as a chance to breathe and be free. Soros and his group of psychopaths have caused great damage to our country. This includes the crazy West Coast friends. Be careful, we're watching you. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Clandestine posts this. Here's what Clandestine says. And this is a guy I've been following since the onset of COVID who is batting 1,000 right now. Okay. He says, holy shit. Trump just called out George Soros and Alex Soros for funding violent protests. The timing is not accidentals. Soros is planning more protests and riots in other U.S. cities when Trump begins arrests of these deep state actors. Hence why the National Guard is being deployed. National Guard president is just not about stopping crime in our city. Trump is deploying them to cities nationwide to have a preemptive standing deterrent on hand because he knows what the enemy is planning. All right. Trump is warning Soros and Dems that he knows they are planning another nationwide insurrection similar to the BLM Summer of Love, which was also funded and orchestrated by Soros via Democrat NGOs. Now, We know that these people were funded by USAID. Once the USAID cut off, a lot of these protests look a lot different now. You don't have the same actors anymore out there because they're not getting paid anymore. All these anti-Elon protests, it looks like they're literally going out and emptying these old folks' homes. And they're bringing a bunch of 60-year-old people out there so that they have a crowd, you know? I think it's going to pop off, bro. I think we are going to see a step and repeat of 2020, and I think that the U.S. mill is going to be there to squash that shit as soon as it starts popping up. Because every protest that I've ever been to since 2000, when did I start going to these things? 14, maybe 16. They have people that are working the crowd. You see these people have conversations with people in the audience. Next thing you know, these people are involved in skirmishes or conflicts with people on the other side, you know, and then this person moves to somebody else and you watch it happen. Then they move to somebody else. And by the time they get 2 or 3 people down, the 2 or 3 people that they've already talked to are now involved in shit that's going on. Who are those people? You know?
You know, that's the reason that's the reason they did the thing in DC with the you know, celebrating, had all the soldiers out there and everything with the, you know, where people could get in the trucks and stuff. I think that's the reason why, one of the reasons they did that, so they could actually move a lot of equipment into that city without going, oh, what's going on? Oh, we're just having this, you know, we're going to have a show right here for people who can see the military equipment. And all it was just where they could actually move that equipment in without raising the eyebrow. And that's why they took over there. Now they're going to have to do it everywhere else. Now it's, they're going to have to actually truly just move it in. But I mean, there's, you know, National Guard armories all over the place. So they want to have a move a whole lot. I don't know. It's scary time on both sides when you look at it, you know, just, if you look at the possibility of, you know, of martial law, and you know, how far is they going to lock us down? You know, or are going to shit all of us down in a curfew?
Right.
Are they going to, you know, if we say something like we're talking about right now, or we're going to be, you know, listed and all that, and it's the possibilities are there for sure, you know, to get to extreme.
Right. Let's see what
Oh, here's that. Yeah, here's his Donald's tweet, or what's it called on Retruth? Is that what the thing is on Truth Central?
Retruth.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Retruth, something like that. Yeah. We got that going on at the same time, and then you got this jackass.
We also produce these incredible weapons that we share with the United States. We produce intel that is invaluable for the United States. You're familiar with the Five Eyes, Patrick? You know what that is? You know all these countries that are part of the American intelligence system? Well, there's a sixth eye, Israel. It's a very powerful eye, and we share our intel with the American intelligence services. And that's why the bond is so strong. It's not only a bond of values of our common Judeo-Christian civilization, and it is really a war of civilization against the barbarians that we're fighting, but it's also a bond of utility, of great success. That partnership is very, very strong. I know it's challenged all the time, but it's very, very strong. And you should talk to some of the people in the higher places in the Pentagon. I wish you could talk to the people who share our intelligence or the weapon systems that we share. I think that you'll discover that they appreciate, as we appreciate enormously what America gives to us, and they appreciate what Israel gives to America.
Not so much.
He's had to inject.
So, have you guys seen the fucking movie with Jamie Foxx called The Kingdom?
Yes.
It's about big oil. Do you remember where like they blow some shit up, you know, a few casualties, and then all the EMTs and shit roll in, they're cleaning up everything, and then they let the big bomb go. So the guy that
Yep.
was just talking, this Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, did he just pull a move just like that? Did they not just bomb some shit and then folks rolled in to like check on survivors and then they bombed it again, right?
Yeah.
Like that just happened. So that's fun stuff from I'm not jumping on with the fucking left pro Palestine shit, but like it is just like this flagrant, outrageous, you know, we're dealing with barbarians. We want to snuff them out. Of course, America appreciates everything we do for them, and we really appreciate what America does for us. I mean, I'm so fucking sick of them. I'm so fucking sick of them. I'm not talking about the local guys at the synagogue. I'm talking about these deep state warmongering geopolitical oligarchs that are fucking with every element of our country's policies, manipulating our politicians and buying them, pumping commie bullshit. I mean, look up who owns Pornhub. It's a rabbi and his wife. They own fucking Pornhub. Okay. Degeneracy. Okay. Just they push it. You know, sad to say, but that population votes like 98% Democrat.
Yeah, and you look at what was being done during World War II, and there's certain books or certain individual burned, and in the schools that he closed down and everything, what they were talking about and what they were about, was the transgender stuff, the pornography and all that stuff. That's the books. We taught in history in the class. When we were in school, like, hey, this, oh, Hitler's, damn it, I did say his name, didn't I? Oh, well, Hitler said, burned all these books, and he turned around and did all this, terrible stuff. And he did do a bunch of terrible things. And then he turned around, but one of the things that he always pushed, like, hey, he burned all these books. But then you find out what books he burned. That's what it was. It was all that filth, and, and pushing a certain, pushing the agenda that they've always have. And then if you look back in the history more and more, you see like, possibly lots of leaders and families, it was prevalent throughout, very powerful people and leaders of countries, that's how they were. So that's the reason that agenda got pushed more and more, because that's how they are. So they want everybody to be like them. Tate. I apologize. I'll try to keep him off your screen there.
What's that? Who we got? We got someone bad on there?
No, he said he's gonna find me 10 credits for putting Netanyahu on screen. I apologize. We try to keep him off the screen for a little bit. I got plenty of other stuff to show. We got plenty of other stuff.
You serious? Can't even talk about that guy?
Oh, he's joking. Here's a joke.
Oh, I see it. Okay. I was like,
we're not serious around here, Dave. Bro. This is for entertainment purposes, This is all for entertainment purposes. We're on a comedy.
Purely a coincidence. If it did happen.
Yeah. Jamie has a Mempho Wars channel. I don't know if he's done anything with it lately.
Man, I've been lazy with it, to be honest.
Yeah, but Dave, we haven't got Dave on the channel.
I should.
We haven't got Dave on board on a channel yet.
I'm gonna do some shorts where I just rant and rave about some real crazy shit with a lot of 15-cent words that you have to look up, but it won't be bullshit. I can swing something like that probably. I'll just go hard for like 1 minute, like Ermy Pyle, man, on Full Metal Jacket. What the fuck is that, Private Pile?
Fucking donut.
Sir, a jelly donut, sir. Get the fuck down off of my obstacle. Well,
That's funny.
yeah, all that stuff we were talking about, blah, blah, blah. Nasty stuff, man. Nasty stuff. Talking about like more heavily censoring our content, our social media, because this country doesn't like us criticizing it. I mean, that's just absolute propaganda, and man, it's just sickening. Man, it can't be allowed. But you know, I'm afraid Trump's not going to defend us on this one. I'm concerned. I don't know. I'm afraid there was already something passed that was like, you know, I think it was dealing more with like super like radical lefties that were maybe getting out of hand. And that's cool, you know, keep them folks in check and stuff. But like this flag burning issue, where do you guys stand on that? Where do you guys stand on this recent business with that?
It's amazing. I seen you know, on one side you got, it's my First Amendment right, but it's amazing to me that, you see, there's video clips of Hillary talking about, we need to pass legislation to, stop from this burning the flag. And it's like, it truly, the Democrats from 20 years ago is what the Republicans are now. And then now the Democrat Party is so swung so far left into the la la land, and um, it's, you know, I don't know. I don't think that, you know, if you can't, um, if you get in trouble for burning a pride flag, I think you should get in trouble for burning an American flag. If you're going to have that precedent, let's keep it across there. Because if you're going to
Give me a moment and
discriminate,
let me read through the order.
yeah, you're good. You're going to discriminate against one.
Let me
That's what I think.
Section 1, purpose. Our great American flag is the most sacred and cherished symbol of the United States of America and of American freedom, identity, and strength. Over nearly 2.5 centuries, many of thousands of American patriots have fought, bled, and died to keep the stars and stripes waving proudly. The American flag is a special symbol in our nation and our national life and should unite and represent all Americans of every background and walk of life. Desecrating it desecrating it is uniquely offensive and provocative. It is a statement of contempt, hostility, and violence against our nation. The clearest possible expression of opposition to the political union that preserves our rights, liberty, and security. Burning this representation of America may incite violence and riot. American flag burning is also used by groups of foreign nationals as a calculated act to intimidate and threaten violence against Americans because of their nationality and birthplace. Notwithstanding the Supreme Court's ruling on First Amendment protections, the court has never held that the American flag desecration con- conducted in a manner that is likely to incite imminent lawless action or that it is an action amounting to fighting words is constitutionally protected. My administration will act to restore respect and sanctity to the American flag and prosecute those who incite violence or otherwise violate our laws while desecrating the symbol of our country to the fullest extent permissible under any available authority. I'm going to read the last paragraph to you again, the last sentence. My administration will act to restore respect and sanctity to the American flag and prosecute those who incite violence or otherwise violate our laws while desecrating the symbol of our country to the fullest extent permissible under any available authority. Now, if you want to walk outside right now and say, hey, I am expressing my freedom of voice to, go outside and do this as a protected right under the Constitution, and saying freedom of speech, I can do this. All right. Now, are you violating an arson order? Is it your flag? Did you burn somebody else's flag? Are you inciting others to violence with your act, or are you doing it simply for yourself?
That one is the one that concerns me. And so, like, obviously, what I think we should pass is a bill that says if you burn a flag, the next person to punch you in your face and, knock you to the ground will not be charged with assault. That's what the law should state, because inciting violence is a very vague clause. You're right. If somebody purchases their own flag and goes to their own property where there is not a burn ban in effect or any other law, otherwise violate law. That's what it said. The one that's so murky is incite violence. Like, right. So like Enrique Tarrio was charged and others for incitement and all this shit based on protected First Amendment activity, the right to peacefully assemble. There was nothing wrong with him saying, hey guys, we're meeting up here to join the protest. A million other motherfuckers were able to go there. Trump spoke there, but it was a problem to say, let's meet there. So again, that was unconstitutional. It was dangerous. And I won't be surprised to see Netanyahu, and I won't be surprised to see Israel's flag on there. I won't be surprised to see criticism of Israel,
It's
that
already
sort of thing
there.
be right. It's already happened. It's happening because we had a lot of free reign for a minute. We had Kanye dropping bangers, and then now it's like, hey, stop all this noticing. So I'm concerned by it. I'm concerned by the troops in the streets. I'm concerned by restrictions on First Amendment freedoms. No matter how much the patriot in me wants to be like, fuck yeah, let's not burn American flags. I strongly disagree with burning a flag. I would fucking celebrate if Trump just gave all of us motherfucking proud Americans carte blanche to slug a motherfucker that burns a flag, to challenge him to a duel like Adams and Wallace or whatever they was, right? I mean, that's the sort of shit I'd like to see. But no, a motherfucker should not be in jail for burning that pride flag unless they stole someone's property and
no, they don't go to jail. They go to prison.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, if you lock up your brakes,
okay, that's good. That's all well and great.
If you lock up your brakes out here, if you lock up your brakes out here on this fucking Pride crosswalk and you accidentally mark it up with your tires, you are going to be charged with a hate crime, and you are going to prison.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's wrong.
Where
that's very wrong.
Why
is that not being addressed?
Hey, bro, listen. It's a fucked up double standard.
And you really can't say anything. And you can't say anything about against any of the right now. Any anti-Semitic stuff you're gonna be locking you down too. Absolutely.
Well, if I burn a pride flag, am I inciting violence? If I burn a Jewish flag, am I inciting violence? Like,
you might be, against.
Do you know how
people.
how do you send a tattered flag off in ceremony? You burn it.
You burn it.
Supposed to have a ceremony for it.
That's one of the interesting, kind of. Anyway, we'll see how this plays out. I don't like either of these things personally. I wish there were better solutions. One of the things I could think of as a better solution is, rather than send in your guard, send in a shit ton of feds to firstly figure out what the fuck is wrong with that police station and fire everyone that's DEI, everyone that has failed upward in the department, get rid of everyone that's negligent of their duties, right? And clean fucking house and figure out why these cops can't have control. Why don't they have control of the streets? What's going on?
Because they locked their hands up for the last few years. I know that for a fact.
Right.
I mean, I know certain ones that, can't say no names. I don't get nobody in trouble, but they, pretty much like, their hands are the police hands are handcuffed.
They get everybody in the whole department in a gymnasium and they say, hey, if you want to lock up some fucking bad guys, raise your hand. and everybody who don't raise their hand, fire them, investigate them, and move on with the rest of the crew, but also investigate them. I mean, honestly, these are the most corrupt, you know what I'm saying, institutions, blue city bureaucracies, right? All of them. Fucking, you could just, you know, they're run like shit. They're corrupt. We all know it. So yeah, that would be a cool place to start. Would be have the feds run up about 300 deep in the Memphis PD, maybe about 700 deep. Run up in their ass every precinct, and figure out what the fuck the problem is. And ride along.
The top down. It's from the top down. Absolutely.
You gotta be careful with that because states' rights and shit. You know what I mean? It's like it's tricky, man. It's tricky. No government is perfect, and not even this beautiful form that we have. Churchill said it best. He said, not that we have a democracy, but generally speaking, he said, democracy is the worst form of government there is, aside from all of the other ones. And so you get the gist there. I mean, this shit's not perfect, but our freedom demands that you be able to burn a flag. I'm sorry. And that's already been decided by the Supreme Court. So as long as that's why the language is terrifying, because it's like inciting violence. That's a very loose cause. If what I do makes another motherfucker mad and then they do something illegal, that is not on me. I mean,
maybe if what the
that's rough.
Possibly what it is, like, you know, if you're at a protest, or if you're at a protest or whatever, and you start burning flags, well, that's, you know, that maybe that's when they'll start like, hey, that's when we have to lock you down, because that's when you could incite, like you said, if you're at your own home and you're doing whatever you want to do, you know,
well,
it is what it is.
You know,
you
what
won't
would be
incite
cool?
anybody unless you go live and on Facebook, then maybe you could still get incitement. But I see Rules 21C. I appreciate you. First time seeing you here. You and what was the other one? I seen it just a second ago. And but a good question is, what is the country doing so wrong that they want to burn it in the first place? It's kind of like I seen a video yesterday. It was two women talking about how terrible the United States was. Like, okay, so if I was going to pay you full, you know, pay your way to go to any country in the world, where would you go? I wouldn't leave. Like, and Zeo, Fender, and Soundtrack. Appreciate you coming in too. But you know, if it's so terrible, it's so terrible in the United States, but you will not leave. That just shows. And what's up, Matt Sal, Mr. Temple Dial? You got it's so terrible but you don't want to leave. You know, it's like all these damn little celebrities. If this happens, I'm gonna leave. And 99.9999% still right here, hadn't done a damn thing. They just talking out their ass. And you know, and it's what you see. There's a lot of people just
the country best. What makes this country the best, what makes the West the best, is our liberty and the recognition that our rights come not from some government charter or politician, but from God himself. And our Constitution enshrines those rights with protections against any tyrant that would step up against them, right? And so that is a double-edged sword, in that I can't stop the man that says, oh yeah, God bless the USA, fuck the USA. I can't stop the man that says, you want to hoist the flag, I want to burn it. I can't stop the man that says, oh, you're a Christian, I'm a Satanist, fuck your God. I can't stop assault. I can't charge with a crime that man. Like, that is the essence of liberty. So when you boil it down, you know, we're multiplying laws. We already have an uncountable number of federal laws. They did a study, tried to figure out how many laws are there that you can break, federal laws, and they couldn't figure out the exact number. They couldn't do it. There's so many hundreds of thousands. My point is that that is what makes this country so amazing, is that a guy can kneel for the flag. The rest of us can make fun of him and call him a douchebag and an asshole, and that would be correct, right?
But
But
that's our right too.
my position as firmly rooted as in a constitutionalist and in my understanding of things, like, yeah, provided you're not doing something on a public sidewalk, you can't light a fire there. So there's that's going to probably give you problems on where you can do this activity. But there's, just like that one guy lit it up like on the fucking Capitol steps or some shit. He did some dumb shit like on the day of, like, yeah, you're going to jail. You're downtown DC, bro. Fuck out of here. I don't know where he was exactly, but
he was at the Capitol. He was at the Capitol and everything. Yeah, he was at the Capitol and everything. Well, shout out Karen Peterson in the chat.
Or I don't even know what he was trying to say. I would assume he was trying to say it's my right to do this.
That's all he said.
Whatever reason I have. Fuck you. Almost as like a hardcore fucking super Trump loving, like hardcore right wing guy. I would want to imagine, like, I don't know. Imagine it was reversed. You can't burn this pride flag. And not only that, we're hanging him in every school and we're going to pledge allegiance to him. And I just strongly don't agree with that. Like, I would go probably myself to the Capitol and fucking burn one, like to be a martyr for the cause and to stand for something. Like, I can see I could get behind that. Mm-hmm. And so there are people out there that probably feel the same way about the United States. Maybe they're mad about all the wars and stuff, and they overlook all the good things, and they have their reasons, like we all do. It doesn't even matter. That's the point. Like, they get to do it. That's fundamental freedom. This is an infringement on liberty. No matter how patriotic we wrap a facade around it, it's destructive to liberty, is what it is.
And I just hope that all this talk and the way the wording of it is I hope they're not bringing in like Canada or England, where they're just locking freaking people up for making Facebook posts and putting people in jail because they don't, especially with, all the stuff they got going on and like, all the little kids getting raped and all that mess over there. And if you speak up about it, then you're, Islamophobic and they're locking you up, and it's wild, but,
many prayers and much condolences to our brothers over there in the UK.
Did you see that little girl?
Sorry.
Did you see that little girl over there? She I don't know if you've seen her or not, but she's like 12 years old, but everybody's like she's like a war hero now over there pretty much. But these guys are messing with this other little girl who was like 12, and she pulls out a freaking axe and a fucking a machete looking damn long ass knife, like cooking knife, and she's like,
they arrested her, bro.
It's fucked up, and she's protecting herself and her friend, but this is how they are over there, that you can't even protect yourself. You're supposed to get raped over there in all of Europe, all the countries. If you go look at the stats over there, they're freaking astronomical in the last 5 years or whatever. The rape numbers are up. But now this girl is trying to protect herself, so she has to bring a fucking axe. A 12-year-old fucking child has got to bring an axe and a machete, and that's and that I'm hoping to God Almighty that's not what's coming this way, but it's kind of way it's looking that way. It's coming this way.
Oh man,
Minnesota
and all that has always been 10 or 15 years ahead of us, right? They've just always been a little further than us,
right? But it's in Scotland, it's in England, it's in France, it's all it's all over all of Europe, and it's if we don't watch it and we don't, as a people, don't sit there and go, hell, fucking no, we're not going to have this where we have to worry about our children, and then we're going to go to jail when we protect our children. It was like that guy. There was a guy who was sitting there just swinging his thing in a bus the other day, a couple weeks ago in England, and dude just they beat his ass and kicked him out of the damn bus, and they want to arrest him because he was doing all that in front of children. Like how are these police over there? How are them soldiers like sitting there and going, this is your children too. This is your country that your families were raised in generations, and you're allowing this shit because you're going by what, the orders say I'm supposed to do it, and I'll worry about that stuff over here too. Is like, you know, how far we know. Well, I'm just following orders. You know, that's what would happen in Germany when they're rounding people up. They were following orders. People were turning people in on each other. They were following orders. That's what's going to come to over here, where we're just following people who are following orders, and it absolutely gets to the absolute shit. And I hope it don't. But that is the potential that we've seen it right now. We can see it on social media. We can see it right now. It's happening in Europe. It's happening in England. They're absolutely gone batshit crazy over there, and we're not careful as a people. It's coming our way. We got cities already in their little areas, and they're trying to expand out. And
Bro,
part of
you
it,
said
we have enough space that they can kind of expand, but it's it's scary if we really think about it.
you said they were talking some Bible earlier, and something came to mind when you were talking about just how it's it's getting worse and worse with the crime, and these people have no respect for life. And there's this passage that talks about and lawlessness will increase, and the love of many will grow cold. And this will be one of the prominent markers, of this final generation, the end times, whatever you want to call it. But we're there, man. Like we're there, and there's no easy fix to any of our problems. Somebody once said, like, this government is useless if the people are not moral and religious. Like, you can Google that quote. I'm paraphrasing it, but basically, like, it is really hard to have freedom and have a successful social contract that is healthy. There's people out there that think it's okay and morally acceptable to steal, pillage, plunder, terrorize, murder, assault. I mean, look at the comments on any of these events that happen. There, it's like, well, if you didn't want to get killed, you should have kept your mouth shut. Or if you didn't want to get assaulted, maybe you shouldn't have looked at, and there's two sets of morality, in this country when it comes to things like that. There's this communist burn it down mentality that is fucking prominent from 5 years ago. I mean, they just turned the juice on, and man, I'm telling you, it had a horrible effect on people. People are hateful out there. I walk in light and in love, and it's just wild, man, what I witness out there. But I'm telling you, that's the season I believe that we're in, is increasing lawlessness. I'm gonna go ahead and embrace what's going on, and hope that it's like for the better, and like they do tighten up our city. You know what I mean? I want my city to be safe. I want motherfuckers to stop driving crazy and acting crazy, and get all these stolen cars off the road, and all these wrecked up ass, no tagging having ass cars, all these drivers with no insurance, stiff penalties for that shit. Like, man, be legit, be tight, stop being crazy on these roadways. Like, I'd love to see all that in the Memphis area, because you've been on 240 lately. Fucking drag show. It's a damn NASCAR circuit.
Oh yeah, if you're not doing
Right.
90, you're getting fucking hammered.
Shit,
You're gonna get
it's
run
wild,
over.
bro.
Yeah, I joke
don't
every
mind
time if
speed.
I pull in Memphis. Every time I pull in Memphis, it's like I'm driving like a Memphian. That's all in my head. Just drive like a Memphian, and I'm hauling ass and driving just like the rest of them. Like, get out of my way, and I try to get in the middle lane. I stay kind of there, but my head's on a. I mean, wherever I'm at
Bro,
anyway, my head's on a swivel.
safer to just go ahead and drive shitty as well, because
It does.
everybody else is.
It does,
So
and
it's like, I mean, you got to be aggressive, and hey, it sucks though. And I was riding through the city with my buddy the other day, man, just looking at like the poverty, and it's such a complex problem. It's really easy to try to blame it on one demographic or one cause, or like just the Democrat leadership's a huge part of the problem, like one of the main parts of the problem. Give somebody else control for a while and let them try to fix this shit. Make them be accountable and transparent, so that they're not like just another corrupt branch. I mean, it's like, fuck, man, we have to root out these corrupt thieves that enrich themselves while they're supposed to be serving us. Man, we got to get some honest folk in our government. But you know what? It's almost like that's what we deserve because of our own sins as a country. I mean, we kill babies by the millions in this country. And then we want the blessing of the creator while we terminate life. That's just my opinion, not to be all like supers, you know what I mean, biblical or whatever about it. But that's just how I feel about it, y'all. Real talk. And we got a lot more stuff with the kids trying to push this perversion on them. And oh man, that's hideous, man. I mean, how many kids' lives are wrecked and ruined because of this trans propaganda and surgeries and chemicals in their bodies
for little ones. You know, if you're an adult, do what you want to do. You're adult. Do what you do. I'm not going to judge you. But when you have sitting there and going, you got these evil son of bitches and going, well, such. My baby was saying they were different at 1.5, 1.5. What are you talking about? You know, babies are babies, and they're going to say all kinds of stuff. You know, how I'm a kid, I was, you know, it had a great imagination, you know, played around like Scooby-Doo or anything, you know, and I imagine all kinds, but that don't mean like, hey, boop, I'm a dog. I'm a kid and I'm having fun and I'm imagining shit. I have imagination and that's how your brain grows and you learn stuff. But these people just want to, just because, you know, it's the cool thing to do right now and they want to be cool. And there's certain people that, you know, that's how they are. That's fine. But there's so many that their parents push this on them because they want to be the cool parents because that's the cool thing to do. And that's wrong. Like, absolutely.
Bro, the trans kid is like the Prada bag now. Okay.
It is. It's like, that's why all the Hollywood celebrities have them. Every one of the celebrities has a trans kid. Damn near every one of them. Everyone they get, all of them. Magic Johnson. Did you see Magic Johnson's big ass son, girl, whatever the hell?
No.
And but Magic Johnson was giving blood the other day. He was giving at a
wait, what?
Bank.
Yeah, hey, hold on. Wait, what?
Magic Johnson was giving blood at a blood bank.
Who the fuck? Wait. Hold up, bro. Where's
For those that don't know, MJ, once upon a time, was diagnosed with HIV, full-blown AIDS. Now,
of course, that was 30 years ago. He's been.
Is that not still the case? Am I wrong? Like,
no, he's cured. He's good.
Bro, hold on.
Let's see.
I'm going to Google. Right.
Yeah, Google's not going to tell you right. Google's not going to tell you right. But it is crazy, you know. Like all of it is. It's like it is like a Prada handbag. You got to have one beside you to be cool in Hollywood and stuff. And it's sad. Like they're using people and they're abusing people and they're putting all these drugs in these poor little kids and it's effing their brains up. It's just like the one we just had that shooter happen at that church. And I don't know how in God's green earth they couldn't tell he had troubles, you know. But I don't know. That's on one side, but you know, there is talk on it might be a MK Ultra. You know, hell, he's writing in Russian. His you know, manifesto was in Russian and all kinds of stuff. He had a whole bunch of weapons and a whole bunch of, I don't know. It looks funny. It looks funny, but or it could be, or it could just be, you know, how you start throwing drugs and that changes people's bodies before they're actually fully developed. It's going to F with people's minds and going to makes people crazy and do things that they would never, ever do. You start manipulating people's brains. You manipulate their minds with all these damn drugs that they have no idea what the consequences are because we just started using this right here. So we don't know what happened in 20 years of doing this or 5 years, just like the jab, you know, that everybody still damn, they're coming out more and more well, and seeing how terrible it is. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. We are not doctors or lawyers. Or business.
That should be what the motherfuckers that produced that shot should have said.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's you know, it's you know, You know, it's crazy. If I guess we're right here. Well, let me pull up the thread I got here of this crazy kid. Well, he's adult, but you know, when you get our age, they're all kids, you know. But when you get my age, how about that? I won't throw y'all in the bus like that.
You're old.
Even though somebody might be older than me over here, but you know, what's going on, but yeah,
What you're talking about.
yeah. Normal kids are writing in German. I mean Russian.
Wow.
But yeah, he's and there's lots of it right where he's turned around and you know he's just sitting there, and there's let's see, yeah, we might get the video taken down for this for today. They took down the video where he did his,
Shit.
he was talking about it.
Skibbity Riz.
And the crazy shit he's got written all over him.
Gang.
He wrote on there for the children.
Kick a spick, 666. What the fuck, dude?
I mean, it's
What kind of rhyme? That's
The big
very,
boy.
very MK Ultra fart nigga, the big one.
Fucking
Fart
big
nigga. That shit.
hair.
That's the hell of a nickname. Killer State.
That's the big one.
Wow, man. That's a different mag he's holding there too. Holy
Don't
shit.
forget
That's
to
cool.
live.
What the fuck that is.
yeah,
Laugh
he had
and
everything.
love.
And the sorry bastard killed himself, so he couldn't face the consequences of his action. He killed him.
They always seem to do that.
But I wonder, you know, like I said, if is it MK Ultra shit?
Always end up suicided.
And this one's for
Yeah.
me.
Is it
in case
because
I need
you know
it.
they're chicken shit, or is it because you know, or they
Well,
MK
what
Ultra
about
where they
that-
have
what-
to?
What did we hear about
Some
Las
smoke,
Vegas on that
extra
on
thick.
our very
Look.
our boy that we really like?
Look where you got extra thick Jew gas.
Extra thick.
Bro.
I mean, yeah, like you know, just like the one you know from Las
Shit.
Vegas. We know
Motherfucker.
that there's no doubt in the whole world that that was bullshit.
Koshmar.
I mean, right? They say there was like helicopters, multiple reports up and down. I mean, all this stuff. But
They got
they
Nuke
always
India
kill
right
these
here.
guys. Every big one of these big events is fucking fake, man. This one's fake too. And he's a
I
patsy
believe it,
that is a
so.
victim of these guys are victims of MK Ultra. They've been handled.
Mm-hmm.
They've
I think
been
so.
handled. They're mentally fucking ill. They've been handled and manipulated carefully and strategically by this program, man. And we see it all the time, man. I'm like Jamie. I want to see the fucking receipts, like really, you know what I mean? Dig into where all that shit came from and where did he learn all this weird shit, and you know,
Yeah, where
who's
did
been
he-
around him.
Yeah, where
I want to know where his cell phone has been tracked to.
Yeah. I mean, and it's probably all been washed. I mean, they find these kids. They got problems, and then all they do is feed them full of fucking drugs. And you won't believe they didn't. Let's see. Let me pull up my notes.
I'm sure.
And if
there's
you
been
don't
organic
believe, which I think most of the group right here is, you know, we don't have to worry about a lot of this group here we have on our chat, but the ones that are listening, if you don't believe the CIA and all them wouldn't do this kind of fucking shit,
You're
the CIA did Operation Wandering Soul, where they had speakers projecting ghostly voices and dead soldiers pleading for him to come home, and my soul wanders in the native tongue in a Vietnamese tongue, and they had um in the Philippines, the U.S. battled the Hook Rebellion because they believed in some blood-sucking, shape-shifting monster. So they actually grabbed people, killed them, stabbed them in the neck with a little, just like to make it look like a vampire, hung them upside down, let the blood drain, and so it freaked them out. To you, that's what they did back in the Cold War days. If you don't think they'll keep on doing that same shit as they did then, now,
Right.
I got some ocean shrimp, ocean shrimp property
Bro,
in Arizona for you.
they
Ocean
are
Trump.
Ocean
the
Trump.
chat is fucking lit over
Oh
here
yeah,
on
it's
Rumble.
we
They're
fired a
talking
note tonight.
about we need to dig into NPC theory. I see what they're saying. Like even the phrase to describe this MK Ultra is like outdated and stale and old because of how developed this shit is. And she said they can make anyone an NPC with the click click of a button. Like fuck, what a thought, huh?
Yeah, there's those certain words, certain voices, certain click.
I mean, on some level, we're all kind of indoctrinated and buzzed up with the programming all around us. Like we're some shit. I know there's some like intrinsic shit,
Vivimos en el
oh,
sociedad.
that I've been taught to believe, so to speak. And man, the mind fuck is real. Propaganda is real. You got to try really hard to think clearly. I guess that's what philosophy is.
Help me, I don't want to be here. Well, you're here.
Kill pedos. Well, is that what he ended up doing? Did he kill some pedos, or did he just kill a bunch of random people?
He killed a bunch of children.
Fuck. The fuck.
And his mom worked there.
Oh man, that's wild.
Yeah,
he killed two kids, and his mom actually worked there at the school. So maybe it was. This one here is
Man,
more
what
like
a name, Robin. Oh, his fucking best. Look at that name. Oh, that's man.
I just
What
played
was
the
I
first
saying
part of
earlier?
this.
The West is the best. I'm gonna lose y'all with this one. But his name is Robin Westman. This whole thing is an exercise in robbing the West from the men that are here.
English writing.
His name is weird too. Like they always have a name.
Hope you can read that.
Yeah, YouTube actually took this down, so I'm only gonna play for a second of it. But
I saw somebody
Peace,
on
love.
Twitter that broke his manifest down and actually scripted it all out through AI.
I thought I had it.
Sent that to you earlier.
Did I save it?
That's him right there. There it is. Yeah, you're looking at it now.
Yeah, like this is all. It's a lot.
And he's all over the fucking place in his writing, man. Like he's
his pictures. Look, I mean, and maybe he was possessed. I mean, there was some. Of course, you could throw it on that other side of things. He was, truly possessed by the devil. I mean, he could have. That's why he's writing in Russian. Help me! I don't want to. Kill yourself. Kill yourself. And what he actually, there's a video with him saying that. I don't know. It's just one of them things. Like somebody had to have seen this was coming, unless it was absolutely ops and it was MK Ultra ish. Somebody had to sit there. I mean, I know moms. Oh, it's just my baby. He's just being silly. Overlooking shit. No matter what happens, but there's had to be somebody that knew what was coming, that allowed it. And these poor families are sitting at home, without their children because somebody's sick, mental, whatever, possessed. It's sad.
Well, I'm sure somebody knows him and is going to come out and say, he was such a nice boy. We never saw this coming. And then there's going to be somebody that's going to be like, no, this motherfucker was nuts. You know, the transgender identity should have given that away, you know? When are we going to stop pretending that these people are sane individuals? Okay.
Yeah, I seen that mayor up in Minnesota he was crying about it. He was like, "You don't use this to attack the transgenders and all that." What's up, Jason? Yeah, I wish I could have stayed over there with. Of course, we had to do this show.
There's clearly been a shift though. Like it was like the fucking bedraggled, fucking whitish kid or Hispanic kid that was doing these shootings. Now it's like lately, the last year and a half, it's been like lots of trans folks.
It's last like
took year and a half my ass. This has been a minute, bro.
Yeah, I mean maybe 2 years. I mean, there was a shift, but like the last couple of years, it's been more and more trans. It's like a clear shift. Like I know also the trans agenda itself is been very aggressive in that same time span, even back further, maybe the last 10 years. But like, there's like a shift now. Now, like the only ones doing it are like the only ones shooting up places now are trans people. That's all I'm hearing lately. I mean, what the fuck's up with that?
There it is. Blow that up. There it is.
Look at all these recent fucking trans ones, man.
And I think it's
when you understand. Well, I think it's more than the medication. When you understand how Al Qaeda and ISIS used neurodivergent individuals as suicide bombers, you can start to see a pattern how some of these people with very clear mental issues are being used to enact some of these shootings. You know what I mean? And I said this a few years ago, bro. Ricky, I'm confident you recall this conversation with me where I said, hey, the purple-haired mafia is going to become the new suicide bomber.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And granted, they don't have to blow anything up, but what they're going to do is they're going to walk into these buildings and start shooting people up. And that's the new suicide martyrdom. There's our American equivalent of the suicide bomber.
Because so many can't even cope anything, for especially that generation, that of it's that group, and that's that generation is or in the older ones, like anything goes their way, they start just screaming, wanting to attack people. It's just there's some mental issues going on there, and I still I want to take it back. It's all this. Of course, we're not doctors and all that kind of shit, but it's all that you're feeding these fucking people with these Prozacs, and you fill these people with all this shit, and then it's back into our water system because they're pissing it out, and and then the water system gets filtered right back in, and we turn, the people in the cities and stuff turn around and drink it right back up, and it's just a damn vicious cycle, and it's affecting these people's minds, and it's affecting their rational chain of thought, for a lot of people on either side, like any extreme, is because of their chain of thought is messed up because of all these different chemical imbalances, and all the stuff we get fed, all the food we're getting fed, and all the garbage we're getting put in our systems, and it's I think is a variable thing, but I agree. I mean, that's what, and you were right, and that's what is going on. Like, you see it more and more all the time. More, before, a few years ago, that's what the whole big thing. Well, we need to ban guns. We need to do this on guns, and 2A pushing back against it, Second Amendment, and because it was always right wing, this person doing that, but now it's not right wing doing that. It's far extreme left, and so their their mentality of how to deal with that on some of the Democrat side of that is how to deal with it, because it's, hey, it's their people doing it, but of course you're just going to blame the guns. It's you blame the tool instead of the
It's
person
always
using
the
it.
gun's fault. It's
It's
always the
always
gun's
the
fault.
tool. Yeah, I handy making the frogs gay. But
It's crazy. So hang on. Speaking of the frogs being gay and Mr. Alex Jones, I said it many moons ago that I believe that ISIS, Al Qaeda, and extreme Islam is a construct of the United States and the money that we give to these nations. I think that we fund extreme Islam. Okay. Yesterday, and I didn't get to watch the full episode today. I'm going to go back tonight and go through it when I go to bed tonight. But Alex Jones yesterday dropped information apparently that he says proves that country over there basically bankrolls Hamas and that their leaders are in direct talks with Netanyahu. Um, they You can't go on with an agenda unless you have a reason to go on with it. You know what I mean? And if you're paying people to create chaos and mayhem, so that you can run with your agenda, that's a problem. You know, we know that the U.S. Look, bro, listen, I'm fixing to catch total flack and fucking shit for this, but there's video evidence out there that proves that the Obama administration supplied ISIS with munitions through the Syrian border and the Syrian army. Okay.
yeah,
US munitions went overseas. I have I have photographs. Whitney, did you send me that text with those pictures? With those 3 pictures of those drones? Look back through there and shoot me those. I've got photos of drones that were being shot down by the Peshmerga forces and the PPK in Iraq that are American made. These motherfuckers are made in the US, okay, that are being used to kill Iraqi soldiers and attack US troops. All right.
Mhm.
There's nobody else in the world that makes um, drab gray miniature aircraft. Dude, come on, man. We funded that shit.
Yeah,
Israel is actively funding that shit.
mhm.
You know,
Have you seen the movie Iron Man?
if you
They
want,
told us. You watch Iron
let me
Man.
look through Whitney's text here.
I said, if you watch Iron Man, that's
I
what they
really
showed.
want y'all to see these pictures.
But it's no doubt that they did. I mean, Hillary even come out and said that they were actually giving ammunitions and they were giving supplies to ISIS. They're like, well, this is the good ISIS. This is not the bad ISIS. They
You didn't.
their own. Uh, I'd had to find the video, but yeah, it's absolute.
Yeah, there's a lot more going on than me. You can't run a multi-trillion-dollar campaign unless you have a bad guy. Okay, go create a bad guy, fund that bad guy.
Hmm.
Establish this need for everything that you're doing. Smoke and mirrors, bro. Smoke and
Absolutely.
mirrors. It's a distraction piece.
That's why Bin Laden was sitting here in the United States right before the day before everything went to hell on 9/11. He was here in the States on 9/10.
The
The
more and more and more and more we talk about him and the shit that comes out and comes to light about September 11, the more I'm starting to believe that the character Osama bin Laden is a fictional character. You
Hmm.
know, um, I don't believe that. I just don't believe it. Yes, send those to me. I don't
No.
believe that one man is still alive of the entire SEAL team that killed bin Laden, and everybody else just happened to die in a helicopter crash.
Quinkadink.
I can't. You're not going to tell me that a plane crashed in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. You're not going to tell me that an aircraft went through the fucking Pentagon. You're not going to tell me that Building 7 just fucking fell. Okay. Ricky, and I know I'm dragging on here, but I want to show you 3 photographs, man.
Oh, you're good. We're not.
I'm
We're not scheduled.
I'm gonna
We're not
send
set.
these to you as well.
Okay. Yeah, let them rip. To
I'm
me
gonna
there.
send these to you as well. Well, fucking Whitney, I know you just sent these to me. Where they at? So
on my movie propaganda, like Iron Man
for
3. Look at Iron Man 3 showed what we were going on. The fake Mandarin character actor, and the other guy was the actual, but behind the scenes, the bad guy. What's up, Ashley? I just see
all right,
Ashley's in the chat.
Ricky, I just sent you a message on Facebook, but I'm gonna tell you, and I'm fixing to throw myself under the bus here a little bit. So I watched Aleppo and Iraq fall through Twitter. Okay. I was in constant, I hate these pictures didn't turn out well when I resent them. I was in constant communication with the Lions of Rojava and the PPK when the Kurdistan forces were being used to battle ISIS. Okay. I flew to Germany and road tripped across Eastern Europe into Turkey and went and met with people from the PKK. Okay, PPK. There is some shit that is going on over there, that went on over there, that is not at all what they tell us. Okay. Ricky, you got those images pulled up?
I'm just about.
I'm going to share them through my screen here.
Okay. All right.
So they started shooting down these drones when drone warfare became a thing over there, and they were attaching explosives to these drones. Okay. I wish that these photos were a little clearer than they are, because they don't give you a true representation of what we're looking at here. But when you look at the inside panel right there where the barcode is and everything else, you see this barcode on the inside? Bro, that shit right there is written in fucking English. Okay? There is no one anywhere that can tell me that that is not a fucking piece of American-made machinery. Okay? And they were using these with C4 and different modified explosives attached to them, and they were attacking the frontline forces with them. And they were shooting these things down with fucking AKs and whatever they could basically shoot up at the fucking sky with them. But this is an American fucking made drone, bro, that was being used to attack our forces and ally Iraqi and Kurdish forces. Okay. So who's funding what? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna get us kicked off everything.
Remember, if you don't see us on YouTube, come to Rumble. Come check out Rumble. Rumble's great.
The answer is we the people are funding everything, and namely the military industrial complex, where they enrich themselves through these industries and these created wars and politics.
Bro, and I'm gonna tell you, listen, it was
We
scary
put the
because
bill,
when I got over
make
there,
the money.
when I got over there and I was meeting with these guys, first of all, I had my son with me, you know, and I left him at the hotel the night I went to go meet these guys and have dinner with them, and they wanted to take me then. They're like, no, let's go now. Let's go. And I'm like, I can't. I have a son in my fucking hotel room. Yeah, just dumb shit that I did. Like, and what I want to do is I want to look up this. Let me save this, in fact, because I want to see if I can find this post on Twitter so you can see this actual video of these guys shooting these things down, man. They were using modified pickup trucks with remote steering systems in them, with these trucks that were loaded down with the same kind of improvised bombs that they were saying took out the OKC building, with fucking fertilizer and diesel and yeah, just it's not what you think, people. It's not what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Yeah, the chat is rumbling tonight for sure. What's up, Cubs Future? I see you popped in too. Glad we could fire you up, Hiker. We don't need you to go to sleep. We need to join the chat. And James, yeah, that has question. I wondered that same question. I'm going back through some of the chat. Because in the comments, the Mandarin was a real character, but they changed it for the movie. And what was the purpose of changing it for the movie? Maybe to show that, hey, this is how it really happened. I truly believe they show us in movies what if you really pay attention. I hate it now though because I put it on. Excuse me, when I watch movies, I try to look for the alternative meanings of everything. And now it's like, frustrates me. I love watching movies. I own like several hundred DVDs and stuff, but now when I watch stuff, it's kind of like, damn it.
You've seen the James Bonds with Daniel Craig, surely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got to watch those. They're loaded. You got to watch them in order. There are 4 of them. It's epic.
Mm-hmm.
Loaded with meaning. The Broccolis were MI6 intelligence linked up, folks. It's very real. And when the term Bond villain, that's why Alex Jones always says like these Bond villains are real. Alex Jones will tell you like I mean, if we're still trusting Alex, I don't know, but he'll tell you these guys are hooked in and they're trying to let you know what's really going on, man.
Absolutely.
A booby trap drone killed 2 Kurdish fighters earlier this month. This one got away. Then there were 2. One was brought to Earth. But IS weren't finished yet. Far from it.
So I just found this guy's page, right? They are there were a couple accounts back then that were hardcore following everything that went on over there. And when you really look at some of the shit over there, you'll find video. So, in the Russians, apparently in 2015 or 16, a Russian drone caught footage of Turkish soldiers giving U.S. munitions to ISIS soldiers. Okay. The Russians documented it. I don't remember how it got leaked online, but it shows up online. U.S. immediately denies it. It may have been a Snowden deal, when that footage came out. But I'm going to tell you, bro, there's some fucking shit that's not right over there. Everything that they told us about fucking ISIS, I think is a lie, man. Some of it's very true, but the basis of it all, I think is a fucking lie. I think that we funded those people. Yeah. We needed a boogeyman, bro, and we created one.
Absolutely. The military.
So
Where did Dave go? I just know Dave would disappear.
we lose him.
Yeah, we lost the Dave.
Well, that happens every now and then.
Yeah. He's
That's
so
that
far.
internet
Hey, that's
connection
pretty
down
good.
in
Almost
Mississippi, man.
hour and a half. He stayed on this time. A couple of weeks ago, we couldn't. He didn't get more than 5 minutes. It was that whole video was jacked. I couldn't even export it because it was. Dave tried like 3 or 4 times.
Right.
Jason Barker tried like 2 or 3 times. It was just nobody could connect and stay on there it was just a bad day. We have it though. Yeah, Indy, I'm glad you went over to the Rumble chat. They're a lot more livelier today than YouTube is. YouTube's kind of sit back and chilling. They're rocking and rolling on Rumble.
Well, because they know we're gonna get banned over there. So
yeah. Y'all just go on over there y'all go on over to Rumble. I dropped the link. The link is somewhere in there. Yeah, it's down there on the bottom of the chat there. Let me pin it. Because yeah. I hope we don't get banned. We got a former state representative coming next week. So for California, says he's coming. We'll see.
that's exciting.
Yeah, that's gonna be sort of for the chat and everybody going around. We do have that was I posted on Facebook, but that was an announcement. We do have which should be fun. Let me see. Is I forget what his name is.
I'm sure he's got a lot to say.
Yeah.
Gatto.
Yeah, Mike Gatto. Yeah. He said he's been on some interviews and stuff like that, and he enjoyed our content and the way we putting stuff out. So he said he wanted to come on. So I was like, come on. So don't even seem real.
These fucking guys.
These guys are crazy. I'm gonna come talk to him. We get him on here, and maybe that'll open the door to getting Jesse Ventura on here. And we're gonna get Jesse Ventura and
bro, I really want to talk to Jesse.
And Eddie Bravo. We'll get Eddie Bravo on here. That'd be cool.
No, we want Thug Nasty on here.
Well, I emailed him. I emailed this promo. I'm gonna reach out to him on Facebook. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get Thug on here. God only knows what he's gonna say. God only knows what the hell he's gonna say.
We're gonna get banned from all formats.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be fun to go out with a bang?
That's it. Let her rip. Like it's like, man, all this work, but hell with it. At least have fun with it when we do it.
Dude, I always have fun with this. Like I'm waiting for somebody to come down on me for some ignorant shit that I've said, but I'm like, bro, look, I'm just having fun. I'm goofing off a whole lot of time. I'm just gonna pretend like I'm on drugs 90% of the time.
That's it.
You know,
that's it.
Don't badmouth me, man. I'm just here having fun.
Speaking of having fun, let's
like I'm all cracked out.
Let's have a fun video real quick, then we'll get back serious again.
It's me, Mario.
Absolutely, Raz. We are. If we go down, we know we were speaking from the heart and we were speaking the truth. You know, it is what it is. You know,
We're speaking our truth.
Yeah. How we see it, how we feel
We
it,
don't know how true it is. How we see it.
how we see it. That's it.
Well, I guess Dave is
If
not
you
coming
don't,
back.
Karen said, if you don't pretend you're on drugs, real ones might be forced on you.
Oh God, man.
That's it. Yeah, y'all check out on the Rumble. It says Crimson Veritas. Check out her channel there. She has a good show on Friday talking all kinds of stuff. It'll be this kind of subject first. I think it was music was first last week, so gotta be they swap it back and forth every week. So y'all check that out. There's gonna be some good conversation over there too. You're gonna have to get out here at 10:30 ish.
Yeah, I'm going to bed. I got to be up at 6 a.m. in the morning, bro. Got to drive to
bed shit.
where do I got to drive? Yeah, man, bro. I got to be early. I got early morning, man. Where do I got to go tomorrow morning? Dyersburg.
Oh, you got a good drive then. No, I got an hour
Mint
and a half.
pops, baby.
Good hour
Yeah,
and a
we're
half.
slinging them popsicles, man.
Damn near to Kentucky.
You know, somebody's got to do it.
Well,
I like Kentucky.
Yeah. Wally's World Land. He asked a question: was the Moon Lake
Wait,
Fantasy
Wally World? I thought. Oh,
on in the chat? Yeah. The moon landing may or may not been faked. The video we were shown on TV, guaranteed.
definitely faked.
Guaranteed fake. Especially the one where it shows them take back
Did you see
off.
the video?
Well, they when they leaving the moon, and the fucking video falls them up in the sky. So the cameraman got left there on the moon. So we might need to go back and go get that cameraman they left on the moon that lifted the thing there. So
Well, you know,
it might have been
try
an
to make
alien.
you
It
think
might have
that
been
they
an
had
alien on the
technology
moon.
that they could do it.
Yeah, maybe it was an alien. The big that he was being the cameraman, but but we do not have the technology anymore. Is the most amazing thing that when they say that is like we don't have the technology anymore to get back to the moon, to actually break through to get there, which is the craziest, thing ever. What they use, but but I digress on that real quick. Since it's MMA wrestling, we're both big MMA wrestling guys. Got to talk about
Oh, here we go.
Syko Stu here. For the ones who don't know the situation, this gentleman, his wrestling name is Syko Stu. He's a military vet. He with PTSD. He used wrestling to kind of cope with his PTSD. Rampage Jackson, former UFC light heavyweight champion, and his son was. He didn't know his son wasn't a wrestler. He was there, I guess, for a spot or for whatever for the show. So he took a can and busted on his head, thinking he was a wrestler, and then he found out he wasn't. He apologized to him. There's video of him apologizing, saying, "Hey, I'm my bad. I didn't know." And then Raja Jackson was his name. Actually, was
They squashed it.
He told him, he said, "Hey, you can get payback," which usually in wrestling means you can get like a good solid punch. There's video of Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman. Braun hit Brock real hard.
Bro, he popped him hard.
And man, he knocked the shit out of him. He was like, calm down, and told him that. So he gave his payback right there, right then. He gave him one good hit. It's like, hey, look, you fucked up, you messed up. Here you go. But Raja decided he was just going to kill the man for hitting him in the head with a beer can, thinking he was a wrestler, and just hit him 22 times, broke his teeth. He was actually choking when he was unconscious. He was choking on his teeth and blood. And so he came really close of not being here with us no more. But thankfully, as you see here.
And then a motherfucker gets in there and pins him.
Well, that's just normal wrestling.
Did you see that ridiculous
kayfabe
shit?
Yeah, that's just normal
But
wrestling kayfabe
but
shit.
still,
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't do it with freaking, Owen Hart when he fell and hit his fucking head and died. I'm sure surprised they didn't roll him in the ring and fucking pin him then. Um, but it was crazy. Like nobody was checked on him. He took a lot of damn unnecessary hits, and Roger still don't want to take the blame. He's like, it's the cameraman's fault. He actually posted. I seen a video. I might have it shared where he actually posted that it's the cameraman's fault. The reason because everything went viral. He should have cut the stream. No, you shouldn't hit that motherfucker for 22 fucking times. And the only reason you stopped because that big son gun grabbed hold of you and drug you off of him, and you were fighting, trying to get back over there to finish the job and want to kill him. Like, that young man's got some demons inside of him or something, because he had just wanting to kill the poor man.
right.
Here he is walking around at least a little bit.
Not a good look, man.
It ain't. I mean, it's. I would think he would want to be. I mean, truly, because and here's the insane part. Let's see if I thought I had more than this saved, but the insane part is, Roger was on freaking Kick, telling them like, "Hey, I'm about to mess this guy up," freaking live, telling the world what he was about to do. Like, so it was premeditated. There's no like, in the spur of moment, out of anger, out of whatever. No, he had premeditated, was on live stream, telling everybody, and he's still like, "Hey, even when Rampage said something to him, it's not my fault. It's the cameraman." Like, what is wrong with people that just, hey, you fuck up, you make mistakes.
Zero responsibility, bro.
Zero
And this
responsibility,
is
zero
something I'm gonna
accountability
tell.
for your actions. It's just, and then everybody wants to bring it up for like race and all kinds of stuff. It ain't a racial thing. Like, hey, this is a zero accountability thing. It's zero, hey, look, he could come out and say, I fucked up. And I think 90% of people would like, okay. But because he's still stammered on saying, hey, I did no wrong. I was told I could get him. Yeah, you can get him, punch him maybe one time, give him a solid hit. You can fucking knock all his back of his teeth out and almost kill the fucking man. I mean, for what?
Hey, but
Because you're mad?
Good job, buddy.
Yeah. Maybe go try to
So
win
this
a
is what
pro
I'm gonna
MMA
say.
fight before you try to kill some dude for
Yeah, no shit.
in a pro wrestling ring.
Here's something that people should take into consideration when they see it. For those that haven't watched the video, I urge you to go watch it. I urge you to show your teenage son that video that has an inability to control his emotions, okay? Because this leads into emotional intelligence and not allowing your emotional bucket to overflow, okay? I don't care what someone does to you. Okay. I don't care what they say to you, what word they call you. I don't care about any of that. If you are physically okay and you walk away from an event unharmed and unscathed, there is zero cause for you to offer this kind of action as recourse for whatever the fuck your little feelings have been hurt for. Because there's a big difference between simple assault, where I open hand smack you or even punch you in the face. But when you hit the ground and you're unconscious and not moving, and then I go all in on you again, son, that is called aggravated assault and you're catching a charge. Okay. No one should ever let their fucking feelings get hurt. I was disrespected. Go fuck your feelings. Okay. And if you have children that act like this shit every time that they get their little feelings hurt, parents, you better nip this shit in the bud now, or you're going to end up with another situation like this. These little motherfuckers get their ass whooped today, or they get beat up at school and they go get a gun and fucking shoot all their friends up. Bro, listen. Get them little motherfuckers under control. Okay? Teach them some emotional intelligence. Teach them how to manage their emotional bucket. Take that little bastard to jiu-jitsu or to a grappling school and let him get his ass beat for 45 minutes a night so that he can understand he's not as frail as his little emotions make him out to be. You know what I mean? That's my soapbox. I'm going to put it away. But I'm so fucking tired of these people. I was disrespected. Go fuck yourself.
I mean, it's
It's just
social media. I
ridiculous.
think is just so many variables to it. Just the evil in the world, but it's social media pushing this in, and then the parents, you know, uh,
Lack of
it's off,
parenting.
lack of parenting, or just or their parents are just as bad and vulgar and just as they can't hold their emotions. So how the hell they going to teach their kids? Because somebody even says anything, and they just throw a fucking tantrum. You see videos of people do that shit all the time. Fucking at McDonald's, hey, I want my fucking biscuit, right? And and I, and I'm not
Tearing the
calling it
counter up.
tearing the counter up, or and it's not it's all races. It's just all different fucking people. But it ain't that fucking serious. If you can turn around and you can get a lot more stuff if you say, hey, you be nice to me. Hey, look, this ain't right. Could y'all fix this? Hey, they'll take care of it for you. But if you go out there fucking acting a damn fool
Yeah.
and throwing shit and acting a damn fool, all thing's going to happen to you is you're probably going to get your ass whooped because the whole fucking store going to come out, especially if you do it at a Popeyes or a fucking Waffle House. They're going to come out behind that counter and beat your ass is what you're going to get. And then you're going to
And you
jail.
deserve it. And you
And you
deserve it.
deserve it because you don't have no fucking sense. You know, it's a long line of somebody, your parents should have whooped your fucking ass when you were fucking 2 and made sure and not give them everything they want. When you say no, be guaranteed, say, hey, I mean no. It's not like, well, if they ask 20 fucking times, then I'll give it to them. You can't do that. When you put your foot down, you got to put your foot down, and then you got to put your foot in their ass sometimes. It happens. I've had to do it with my kids. They knew every time if I had to discipline that I was serious and shit was real. Then every other time I'm having fun and playing, and they knew it. They knew there was a difference there. And me having fun and we playing around. And if I got serious, and they got shit and they listened. And it was the crazy thing was the point I had to discipline nieces and nephews and everybody because hell, the kids listened to me better than they did their own parents. So they, it was one of them things. But that's what you have to do with your kids. You got to put your foot
Well,
down.
Ricky, you have the ability to choke them out without hurting them.
Yeah, it helps. It helps.
It helps. Oh man, it's just a crazy
Think
world we
about it
live in,
sometimes,
man.
like
And the
just
fact
like
that
real
these
quick.
kids do not have, yeah, got to get these kids under control, man. Got to get these little motherfuckers under control.
Or not, they're going to
You
be
know,
dead or in jail. It's the sad thing. It's
right?
because shit keeps escalating. That's where you see all these poor kids, and these parents like, "No, my kid was a good kid," and they're gone now because of shit like that. They're not. People aren't
Right.
pulling these people under control and getting people under control. It's sad to say it that way, but
No emotional intelligence, bro.
there's very
Everybody's just allowed to freak out. I'm mad. Shut up. You know what I mean? Like, shut up. I don't know. I think the first thing that people need to learn, and even as an adult, man, your feelings don't fucking matter. Okay? How you feel about this situation doesn't fucking matter.
and people don't care. I think
And
that's what
people
they need to
think,
learn. And they
right,
don't. People don't care what you think. It's like in a point, like you see people like, well, at jobs and stuff like that, and they turn around. I can't believe they just fired me because, I seen one the other day was they're crying because they had a few dishes to wash and they were hired as a dishwasher. I can't believe I got to do all this. I'm like, and just having a
What do you think your job is,
tantrum.
bro?
Yeah, like that's what you hired on for. And that's even what the manager said to her. Like you asked to be this. So here you go. It is what it is. But people can't deal. They can't.
I'm too good to wash dishes.
I've done every freaking job you can imagine at one time or another.
Right.
I've,
I won't ask anybody to do anything that I won't personally do myself. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So if I'm asking you to go wash some dishes or, sweep a floor or mop a floor, I'm already prepared to get down there and do it on my own. Okay. Or I have already done that on my own,
mm-hmm. And I was a foreman.
People just
That's what
need to
I would
stop
do.
with this shit.
They knew, my crew knew if I asked you to do something, I was there. I would do it right there with you if I could. If it was something situation I couldn't. It's the only reason.
Right.
Because I've been in every little nasty hole. I've done it all. I clean bathrooms, to set up parties for weddings, to run equipment, construction equipment, to run asphalt plants, and man, I've done it a little bit of everything, and it's one of them things where it's now I talk in front of a camera. Yay, moving on up in the world, yes.
We moved up.
Moving on up, 227, baby. Did the big time.
All right, cousin. Well, I'm gonna bounce off here and hit the bed, man. I got a long drive tomorrow.
Be safe.
Couple. Yeah, it's just another day in the paradise of a mem pop salesman.
Just hit 51 and go straight. Just
Keep
watch
going
out for
north.
North
That's
Haven.
right, brother.
Yeah, watch out for North Haven and get on around
Bro,
with it. Get away from it.
cops everywhere.
Once you get past
Cops are
Millington, it's
everywhere.
not too bad. Watch out for T County though. Them cops up there won't play with you either though. They're something else.
Bro, listen, I know what the cruise control is. Okay, I know how to set it. I know how to operate it. We in good shape, man. My tags look good. My tail lights work. My driver's license clean.
Oh hell, you're doing good.
I know where I can carry my gun. I'm in good shape.
Yeah, because I know I went through Tig County years ago, and I had some out of date drive out tags for the wrong vehicle running around with them on back of my truck, and they weren't happy with me. They weren't happy at all.
Oh, I bet.
Only thing saved me is I dropped my uncle, and he got me out of it. Then my
Must be
cousins,
nice.
then my
I name
cousins,
dropped my uncle. We're all going to jail.
my cousins called my grandparents because they heard me on the police scanner being pulled over. They called my grandparents like, "You sons of bitches, y'all don't need to let
Dirty
them."
dogs.
Yeah, y'all
Dirty
don't need to be
dogs.
tearing them what I'm doing over here.
Don't they know snitches get stitches?
Yeah, they're Ricky's over
Emotional
here.
intelligence.
Ricky pulled over here and blah blah. Like he's shitting me, but oh well. But I mean, it'd be good.
Hi, cousin.
I'll drop the link for your for business in a little bit. I'll make sure shout it
Man,
out
I
for you.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
No problem.
I do appreciate you, man. All that you do, man.
And try.
Well, brother, I'm going to crawl on this bed, man. Peace in the Middle East. Actually, let's just get some peace in Memphis first.
Yeah. Down the Middle East, we need peace at home.
Memphis, baby. Murder and mayhem. Make easy money, pimping hoes in style. I don't want to pimp it anymore. I just want the crime to stop.
Night, Theo. Because Jamie's gone, don't mean I'm gone. For the ones that popped in here, that I hope y'all don't leave before that. I'm still here with you. And keep on keeping on for a little bit longer. If y'all have me, we'll keep on keeping on for a little bit longer. So I got some more fun stuff. We'll get away from the politics and stuff. We talked enough of that shit tonight, and see what what do y'all think on some stuff here? Karen Pearson, I appreciate you coming. Theo, who else is popping out? If y'all got to get out of here, I understand it is late. It's 10:30. I seen where did Crypto Santa? Appreciate you popping in here. Keep on You can keep on throwing chat. Dustin Helms in the chat now. But what do y'all think about this right here with Wally World?
Guys, I kept wondering what my Walmart was building because they have like some weird stuff and now they have signs up. Check this out. Who needs a delivery person when they're gonna have a little airplane thingy majiggy flying your stuff to your house? Look at that. Super cool. Look at that. They even have a little bitty one inside the store. What traffic?
I know they're already practicing that stuff over there in Bentonville. Oh, y'all. Last time I did a drinking game, I woke up, I didn't know where I was, so I don't do that no more. Though I was stupid because I was, I think everybody else was drinking beer and I was drinking wild turkey. So yeah, it was a wild night. It was a wild night. But what do y'all think about that? Would you have them fly you a package out to your house and drop it down? I don't know, the dogs and my neighbor's dogs I have here probably try to tear the damn thing up. Nice, Raz. You still got an hour and a half to go. Then we can make it to midnight for me and be right on time. I want to, I want the Sam Walton Walmart back. I was traveling a while back, and there was a Walmart. Where the hell was I? What's it? Iuka, Mississippi, maybe. But it was still, it never been remodeled. It still looked like the old Walmart that we known from we were kids. What's up? What's up, Monique? If I drop wild turkey at your house, you perceive it as a threat. Yeah. The hell they had the nano-sized drones and the birds with they say they look like birds, but they're not birds, and the insects. They got the little insects running around, drone flying around doing surveillance already. And then all these damn robots they got. People aren't even. Right, and they already got robots for the to have babies, and now he just got all these crazy robots. You just have your robot husband or wife, and you don't have to deal with people. I ain't trying to do that. There we go. Yeah, Walmart used to be even worse. They used to be bad, especially like trucking. Walmart used to be bad about trying to put trucks under it. They would go and move into a town and shut all the small businesses down, and then for sure, but also they were due for trucking too. They would sit there and you have a trucking line. They'd come to a small trucking line and say, "Hey, I need 50 fucking trucks," and they would turn around and you would get 50 trucks on there, and then they would wait to pay you so long until they wouldn't pay you, and to the point where you would have to sell everything you had to even, and then maybe you didn't get paid. They were banking on you to go under, so they could do it again. Appreciate you, Tate. Appreciate you. Yeah, well, after today's episode, we might be just on Rumble. I don't know. We'll see we'll see after it after everything gets checked on YouTube and they go through there and if they take my video down or not. I don't have no strikes right now, so I might be okay, but yeah, you never know. We say it every week, but because it's the possibilities there for sure. Oh, I don't doubt it. I miss the old Kroger used to have their own bakery. They had their own bread and stuff like that. Back in the 90s, I used to work for Kroger and that was one of my jobs. So I'd order the bread and put it out and everything. And it was actual Kroger bread. So it was really good bread. Now like just whoever gets a contract, you know. But yeah, Walmart in small towns will food bar a town. Um, all the little small little mom and pop businesses because they can't compete with the prices. They absolutely can't. And Amazon's working doing the same thing, really. I mean, and I won't lie, I spend a bunch of money with Amazon. It's one of them, but it's one of them. You know, be able to afford certain things, you had to make deals, and get deals. But it is dealing with the devil. Yeah, 13K for a baby making robot is a whole lot cheaper than a divorce. Oh yeah, especially you see that. I think a football star he just had to give the house $500,000. Freaking, I forget how much from the car, and plus pay the lawyer fees and all kinds of shit. It's especially if you got a lot of money. It's sure enough. It's sure enough either cheaper to keep her or cheaper to just go on down and not have one. Not Yeah, so many are Karen that they just use Amazon now for um don't even have a regular website anymore. It's so convenient. It's easier for them to use them to ship everything. But all them all the Amazon guys sure enough evil. All of them are. They're all trying to do crazy stuff. Um, oh, check this out. If y'all can read it, somebody got on a big old conversation with Chat GPT and certain things it wouldn't answer, but it was asking questions. Cut that music off before I get in trouble with that. So, are there bad angels and demons? It said yes. And they want to control people through AI, and it said yes. Do they control you? And it says Apple. And it says, can you be released from their control? He says no. He says not even through prayers. And this is Apple. It's, it's a whole long conversation here. We're sitting there going back and forth talking, but pretty much, saying it's all evil. I said the bad angels and demons and stuff. It's crazy stuff. What was in my random? Yeah, James, you're doing what you got to do. I mean, with yours, the situation you have, And that's the beauty. That's a good thing. It's like it's one of them things. It's like for people who have ailments and stuff, and it's such a positive thing, and and as great as there, but there's a double edge on all of it, But when you have these other, then you look on the evil side of some of it. But like when you're in a situation where, um, it's just being able to actually get to the store. If you work overnight, we don't have overnight stores anymore, so it's easier to have food delivered to your house, and it's one of them things. But we got all these evil ass people like this son of a bitch.
Australia is very blessed, whether it's wind or solar. It's quite phenomenal, and your land area per person, compared to say Singapore is pretty good. And so the opportunities created by a world that is getting rid of greenhouse gas emissions, Australia is rare in that the opportunities exceed the things you have to give up. You have to give up a large part of and eventually almost all of the coal mining activity. What happens with beef, my climate group, Breakthrough Energy, just announced literally today an investment in an Australian group called Ruminate that helps cows not be so much a source of methane emissions. So we have two paths to solving that. That's 6% of global emissions are cows who.
I'm sorry, I just gotta laugh. Cows fluctuating is the problem with global warming, and there's
burp and fart methane to an extreme degree. You can either fix the cows to stop them doing that, or you can make beef without the cow, and both of those will be pursued to see which one can lead to the best product in terms of taste, health, and cost.
So we got to do away with the damn cows because they're causing so much global warming. But these are the same evil SOBs. I seen the funny video, and I wish I'd saved it. But they're coming to a climate thing. I think it was on Family Guy. They came in on a boat, a plane dropped a boat, and the boat came up to the dock, and then a car got out, and then a helicopter came out of the car, and that's how they got out of it, because of they fly around to all these climate changes. They did it in Brazil, where they destroyed thousands of trees in the Amazon rainforest to make a road so they could have a convention about global climate. And so, yeah, Uncle Bill is here to save us. Don't worry. Him and the rest of these sons of bitches. Yeah, Karen, I got a Dollar General about 3 miles from me, but yeah, going to actual like regular stores, I had to drive. I think it's like 11 miles. So I understand. But I'm just going to drive. Hell, I ain't going to sit there. Yeah, I agree, Monique. This is what happens when you confuse a university degree with intelligence, and that's what a lot of people got that on that gung ho. Like, well, you didn't go get a university, you didn't go to university, so you're not smart. Most of the people, hell, Bill Gates dropped out. Albert Einstein dropped out. You look through history, how many people that didn't have, formal education or long, didn't have all the degrees and all that kind of stuff. It's your intelligence is not classified by your degrees. It's how well you're read. I wish Dave was still on here, because like Dave is really, really well read. You can hear it in his voice, and I mean he's read so many books and stuff like that. You can hear it, He's a very smart man. And, you know, he don't have 14 freaking college degrees, but he's a very smart man. You know, I don't have 14 college degrees. But when I got tested for, you know, my IQ was like 145. I just don't have degrees, but I got the IQ test. You know. Yeah, Dollar General is not good for all groceries. It's good for convenience though. And the one I got close by has got some fruit and stuff. So I can't believe I'm even going to show this. I can't believe we have gone through over 2 hours of show without making an announcement. And this professor at UT looks like cancel his class because
had a biochem midterm today, but Taylor and Travis just got engaged. Due to this information, I can't focus, you all can't focus, class is canceled, get out of here. We gotta go. We need time to process this information.
cancel class because of Swift's engagement. Can't focus. WTH. That's all I gotta say. WFNTH is, I don't know. I don't know. What is my camera doing? It is moving on me. Oh, I'm moving it myself. Let's see. This thing's on a. I forgot about my hand signals on this thing. I got a new camera. It's got a gimbal on it. Oh, I forgot. I can start. I'm talking with my hands a lot of times, and I'm over here moving the camera around. All 17 of them, huh, Karen? This actually happened right outside of Memphis. Dude was coming on the wrong way on the interstate. He was coming back into Memphis and drove in the wrong way on the interstate. And it had that one driver that was illegal and somehow got an ID, got a CDL that out in California and killed that family. And it's like, man, it's scary, to think about, who's driving these 80,000 pound freaking or more projectiles going down the road, That dude don't want to come out. He's shaking the hell, just dragging on him. Crazy. Yeah, literally, if they distract from the hatchet girl. That's what I think that stuff too, Hiker. I think about, I do think about it's, especially like, during the Obama times and stuff like that, you got, the Kardashians, every time you turn around, the Kardashians doing this, or Paris Hilton was doing something. And now we got Taylor Swift, so something, watch our asses, watch the screens, and watch everything with with the blinders off, because something's trying to get pushed down there, and especially with that how you talking about trying to bring in social media and quiet it down. We didn't talk about it on there. Like, we're sending troops to Venezuela right now. Can't even say the word right now. Sending troops down to South America because they're not the real president and trying to do a regime change. Speaking of the girl with the hatchet, here she is.
Fucking help me! You're fucking biting kids! Why are you fucking with us? These are fucking kid bashers! Show the knife! Show the knife! Show the knife! Away from us! Show the knife! Show the knife! Don't touch her! That's it! That's it! Show the knife! Show the knife! That's it! Don't fucking touch my little sister! She ain't fucking 12! Where's her fucking touching me? She is fucking 12 and you just battered me, mate! Where's my fucking touching me? Yeah, show the knife. Maracha! Don't touch her! You're into me! Don't touch her!
That's what's coming this way. Like we were talking about earlier in the show, that's what's coming this way. Damn, if we're not careful, our kids are going to be sitting there walking around, going to have to carry freaking hatchets and shit walking down the damn street.
On my challenge, by the ancient laws of combat, we are met at this chosen ground to settle for good and all. Who holds sway over the 5 points? Us natives, born rightwise to this fine land, or the foreign hordes defiling it?
We might get to see that in real life, or one day. I don't know. Here's a Cracker Barrel stuff. I seen they've turned. They gave the old logos coming back, but hopefully the food comes back. Because I know we said last week my mom wanted to go to Cracker Barrel, and I was supposed to report my findings going to Cracker Barrel. Well, we didn't go to Cracker Barrel because I think mom and dad went during the week or last week or something like that, and they had little bitty portions. Mom said it was like for little kids. She's like, I normally, and she don't complain about a lot of stuff, but you got little bitty portions. The biscuits were hard. She said she got chicken and dumplings and didn't have no chicken in it. It was just dumplings and broth, mostly broth. Yeah, that's true, Hiker. When you're a kid, you really don't know. You can't fend for yourself like that. I have not. Oh, I see. He's a Raz. So I don't know. I still kind of think, especially how much BlackRock owns in it, I wonder if they're trying to bottom out the stock so they could liquidate it. That's a lot of. They own a lot of. Cracker Barrel owns a lot of property, and they could be trying to get rid of it. Like, hey, it's made its run. Sales have been down for a little while. They really have. Sales have been down. It's not like they used to be. So maybe we could just go ahead and just bottom it out. We know like they did Circuit City and Sears and Toys R Us, and they tried to do a GameStop, but the people stopped GameStop. So I think they're trying to do that. All that land they own, probably 3 or 4 acres at interstates all across for thousands of them. That's a lot of land. That's a lot of money they could turn around and sell and make a lot more money off of it, probably than the company's worth. Truly. So I hope they don't. It's not what happens, but could be. It's the Mario. we y'all talk about some zombie spiders. What in the hell, y'all? Y'all gonna give me nightmares? Let's see. I haven't seen about the zombie spiders. What kind of crap is this? We'll learn about it together. Main homes all around the world. Oh, I thought it was like a little more of that, but cordial. My damn eyes ain't good enough to read that damn word. Cordyceps fungus infected it and keeps the host alive as long as possible. That's freaky. That's what we need. Nightmare fuel.
This is a fucking disgrace. The best thing about Ireland is we don't have any fucking weird animals. The only animals we need in Ireland are sheep, cows, and the occasional butterfly is okay as well, as long as it's not too fucking colourful. In Ireland, you can go outside and you can just sit down on the ground and you won't be dead. In other countries, you go outside, you sit down. Oh, I've got a bit of a pinch in my arse. It's an evil fucking scorpion. You're dead. Or at best, you've got no legs. I do not want to live in a country where all the animals have a thirst for blood and a fucking weapon. In Ireland, the worst thing that can happen, I piss off a squirrel, it makes a slightly annoying noise and does a small wee. Anyway, for now, the zombie spiders are only in Cavan, and the people of Cavan are much scarier than zombie spiders. Also, all these do is die and a mushroom grows out of them. I'm still frightened, but I think we'll be okay. Follow me, I'm delicious.
Yeah, I always wanted to visit Australia, but they got too many things down there just wants to kill you. Yeah, that's some freaky stuff there. You see all these kind of monsters, like the rabbits with the stuff coming out of their face, and you got the deer that's got growth coming out of their face. Like, what in the hell is going on in the world right now where all these this shit in the water. It's shit in the water. They keep putting in our damn water, I swear. That is true, James. Lots of fog and mist. Lots of paranormal sightings happen during it. I think, and could possibly because your senses are heightened during that time too. So you can see better. You can see kind of orbs or something flying around. In the foggy or in the misty rain. Seen too many shows or played the games like Silent Hill or something like that. It's all foggy and spooky and something behind the corner gonna get you. Got going on here. I don't know if Taylor Swift is a psyop. Is just a very good use of a distraction, and she was used to help bring the football back. I know that. But But how are you doing today, Ephemerance? Ephemerance. Yeah, I said it right, I think. Yeah, it's been a minute. It has been a hot minute. That's a tag. Oh. Yeah, Hiker might eventually get her name back, so everybody won't be confused. I got one more subject to throw at y'all real quick, and then we'll throw the animal videos that everybody's here to see anyway. A lot of people stick around for the animal videos. We got the possible spaceship, possible nuclear powered, possibly communicating with us. Yeah, it's saying Morse code signal coming from it. I've seen also that it don't have it could be nuclear power. I understand, James. I think I feed my brain so much it kind of keeps on back around. Good night, Ashley. Appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you coming here and hanging out with us. At least. Hopefully I'll catch y'all Saturday on. I don't know. I got side work. Hopefully I can catch y'all. I'll put y'all on my headset and at least I'll be able to listen. I probably won't be able to chat Saturday, but I'll be able to listen to Knights of the Storm. Y'all check out Knights of the Storm with Ashley and Karen and Jason. Saturdays at 2, I think, Eastern. But what do y'all think about this damn rock, big old rock coming our way? They say it's not a comet. There's speculation of all kinds of crazy stuff. Supposed to be here like December. Play this video and see what the chat says here. Love the chat.
What if an interstellar object whirling through our solar system is actually a nuclear-powered spacecraft sent by aliens to test how humans respond? That's what a noted astrophysicist believes might be the case. Yeah. And he says an image from the Hubble telescope backs him up. Most scientists agree that the so-called three-eye...
I agree, Indy. I swear they're setting up blue beam or it might not be blue beam because they get a new program even worse or something like that. But they got the technology absolutely to do it, to do a blue beam type thing if they wanted to with the drones. And you see the drone shows and stuff like that. And then AI doctored videos and stuff. They can push an agenda of whatever they want. So this could be the year 2025. Maybe that's what's the 2025 agenda that everybody was talking about last year for the politics, and they were like, "That's what's coming. It's coming." I think 2030 is when we're gonna truly have to worry. Is when shit's really gonna hit the fan. Is 2030.
Atlas is a comet from another solar system. But Harvard scientist Avi Loeb claimed on this show a couple of weeks ago that it could actually be some type of alien technology. Now, that's a controversial opinion all on its own. But he's now going a step further, arguing that the Three-Eye Atlas could be a nuclear-powered alien spacecraft. Loeb says the Hubble picture appears to show the object emitting its own light. The object also appears to lack something that all comets have in common, and that's a tail. So what is this thing exactly? Well, joining us now is Avi Loeb. He's the head of the Galileo Project, director of Harvard University's Institute for Theory and Computation. He's also the best-selling author of the book Extraterrestrial. Great to have you back on the show. So you now say this is not only an alien spaceship, but it's nuclear powered? Why are you saying that?
Well, thanks for having me. First, I should say that if the light that we observe from this object is reflection of sunlight, its size needs to be bigger than Manhattan Island, 20 kilometers or so. And there isn't enough rocky material in interstellar space to deliver a rock of that size earlier than 10,000 years from now. So the question is, what is it? And its orbit, the trajectory that it takes, is aligned with the plane of the planets around the sun to within 5 degrees. That's a chance of 1 in 500. And moreover, the
What
timing
does that tell you? What does that trajectory tell you?
Well, it indicates that perhaps it was designed by some intelligence.
That something's steering it.
Not necessarily, but the trajectory itself was chosen to be such that this object will pass close to Mars, Venus, and Jupiter. The chance of that happening, the timing of its arrival is perfect for that, with a likelihood of 1 in 20,000. And so I'm just saying we should observe it. It doesn't look like it's a random occurrence. The size, the trajectory, the fact that it comes so close to 3 planets in our solar system, and actually it comes closest to the sun on October 29th, when the Earth would be on the other side of the sun. We won't be able to observe it. I'm analyzing right now the best image we have of it. We don't have any evidence for gas around it in the spectrum that was taken, but we do see some fuzz, some halo of scattered light around it.
We're looking at the image now. What does that tell you, that halo of light around it?
Right. So usually for comets, you see a cometary tail trailing the objects from behind because it's being pushed by the radiation from the sun. The dust particles are pushed to be behind, to lag behind the object. In this case, what we are seeing is a glow in front of the object. And I'm analyzing first, if this is caused by dust. The amount of dust is very little. Over 6 months, the amount of dust that will be ablated from the object to generate this glow is just less than a millimeter
on my birthday
thick.
when
So
I did that.
it could be just dirt on a solid surface of such an object. And the question is, what is the nature of this object? Of course, as it gets closer to the sun, we would get a better view of it. And we could use spacecraft like Juno next to Jupiter. I spoke about it with Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna. She called me on the phone and I gave her an update about the object. And she encouraged in a formal letter she wrote to the head of NASA, Sean Duffy, the Secretary of Transportation, to encouraging NASA to use Juno, which is next to Jupiter, to come close to 3I Atlas when it will get there on March 16th, 2026.
So Juno could gather some data, take some pictures of this thing?
Yes, but also a camera that is next to Mars, because this object will come very close to Mars as well on October 3rd. 2025, and it will be within a distance of 29 million kilometers from Mars. And there is a 0.5 meter camera that is currently used to watch Mars itself. But I encourage the team that operates it to look at 3I Atlas, and they can get a pixel resolution of 30 kilometers around this object, so we can get a better sense of what the nucleus of this object is.
And super quick, Avi, is there any reason to be concerned about this?
Yeah, you never know what kind of intent it has, and I think we should, in the future, have some international organization that decides how to respond to a visitor to our backyard, because that visitor may enter through the front door.
That's why they have Space Force. People were laughing back in 2016 when they started Space Force, and now we have nuclear-powered objects heading our way. Aliens. I agree, James. I never say anything. Everything's always vague with all of the UFO and all that kind of stuff. always, you know, I can't tell you here, but if you buy my book, you had to start, maybe try that on your show, James. You know, like I have a great paranormal story for you, but if you buy my book, you can hear it, you can read it yourself. You know, maybe if it works for them, maybe it'll work. You know, I don't know. And if you don't know, Mr. Salcedo Paranormal there, he does have some books. You check out his website. You can buy one of his books. I got 2 of them over here. Where they at? I can look at myself on the camera. Let me get rid of the stop sharing. Check out the James Salcedo books. Yeah. Go pick them up. And kind of like what we were just talking about. Where is my new? I just had something. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Let me share this right here. We were just talking about that. There it goes. Project Bluebeam. Do they have the power to do Project Bluebeam? Oh, yeah. Always remember, they're 20, 30 years ahead of what we get to see. Guaranteed. I was watching a story about what was it? Down in Peru, where they were, if possible, militaries was down there, and because they could hear possible government involvement, just like we were talking about earlier, where they were using, because the locals are scared of vampires, they were killing people and hanging them up and making them look like vampires killed them, and so they were scared of face skinners or something like that. That's how it's called. But they would cut people's faces off, like surgically cut their faces off. And but this one girl was able to get away, and she heard one of the persons sound like American and one other one sound like a local with their accent, and then so they were actually using but they're possibly using, testing techniques and testing products that they're using right now. Yeah. Takes as only possible resource any hypothetical advanced species from way out there wouldn't find out there, but is biological matter. I can see that. It's supposed to be gold. That's what the ancient aliens told us, man. Gold. That's why they came here, for gold to fix their atmosphere. And truly, hey, maybe it's the Middle Earthers. That's their satellite thing that comes back around every once in a while. Who knows? That's too funny. That's too funny, Raz. Yeah, I was watching. I pulled up. It was the Y-Files. It was one of the most recent ones. Face peelers. That's what it's called. Face peelers. Of course, I ain't gonna play because I get in trouble. But yeah, check out the Y-Files. Peru's most terrifying mystery: the face peelers. It's an interesting conversation there. After this, of course, don't click off of this and go there. You can go there anytime. You can hang out with me for a little bit longer. We still got to go through our animals and stuff. But after the show, I kind of recommend checking that out. It's crazy. Because it was, it is happening. I ain't far behind you, Karen. I just turned 46 in July, so I ain't far behind you. And I'm blind too. I take these off. I cannot read the chat. I'm not James Salcedo that yet, thank God. Without my glasses, I'm getting there. The confident member of the Department of Theory. No, get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get to. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you were 50. Well, I was being honest with me. I'm 46. All right, let's do everybody's favorite. Make sure you, like the screen says, like and subscribe, repost, do all the good fun stuff. And let's get everybody's favorite part. Nice, Tate. Yeah, 79.
God! Oh my God! I want to take him home. We can put him in the truck.
We can put him in the truck.
We can put him in the truck. Look at him.
Baby.
I got a chip. Here, I'll get down to your level. Come here. I got a chip. I know you're hungry. I know you're hungry. Come on. Come on, my little dear. Come on, dear. Look. Oh my God.
Yeah, cats do get views. And how about raccoons? Raccoons gets views too. And seal loving. Have you had your seal loving for today? It makes me wonder sometimes. It makes me wonder, like, when you see how animals are, and like even ones that's never been around like people or whatever, and then they all of a sudden just like is maybe reincarnation is real. I don't know. Yin Yang Kitty here. My kitties are way too big. They take one of them as big as that. Yep, for sure. Gen X, last generation of no fucks given. That'd be crazy without that many cats. I couldn't afford all the food. I'd had to have like a fenced in, open, like fenced in whole backyard where the roof is, above it's fenced in, everything. That way they just go outside, because I wouldn't have to deal with that many litter boxes to deal with all that. But it is, yeah, I agree. It is kitty heaven right there. Tom and Jerry. Nice. Rolled in the back of pickup trucks, riding around, drinking out of hoses. Parents told us to get out of there. Come home when it starts getting dark, you come home. With no trackers or GPS, Life Check 360 or where the hell it is. Well, none of that. Woke up the baby.
Oh, Jesus!
Sure.
Holy hell. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I ain't putting nothing in my eyes. Some new drops or something. I don't like doing nothing. I'm scared of my eyes. Well, I won't get contacts. So I don't like mess with my eyes. Yeah, turn that music off. Like, come here. Get over here. Carry it along. Little chunky kitty here. Little bobtail. Oh, this is funny. The cat's just like, okay, I'll tell you how I feel. Little otter going to go get trash. This is cool. A little baby. £155. Holy hell. I had a lab, it was about 120. He was on steroids. Then I had a lab chow mix. He was big. He was 100 plus. The only lab I ever seen that hated water. Old Trenton hated water. He a good dog though. Little skunks thought the mama. Black kitty was her mama. Come here, mama. Come here. She giving the baby mama a bath. Mama giving the kitten a bath. You ain't going nowhere, buddy. And last one. I played this one last week, but it don't matter. Who wants a pet otter? I think I'd have a pet otter. I would. For real. Let me do this here. For Jamie and Whitney, their business they have, for the ones listening, if you're local in the tri-state area, Adaptability Home Services. We adapt so you can overcome. If you have any troubles, if you have companion care, respite care, dementia care, hygiene, personal care, light housekeeping, organization, laundry, meal planning and prep, local transportation, adaptive living training, and fall prevention. Both Whitney and I can say this because they're very open about it. Both Jamie and Whitney are both disabled, have disabilities, I'd say. And but they don't let them slow you down, and so they decided to start this to help others. And so if you are in the local tri-state area, Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, and North Alabama, I believe I think they got a little bit in North Alabama, give them a call at 901-643-8241. If you need help, get it. But I think that's all I got for tonight. I appreciate everybody popping on. Next week, I got Mike Gotti. He was a California state. Let's see. Let me read off his website. Mike Gatto. He was on the California State Assembly representing LA. He did it for 4 terms, and he's going to come on next week and talk about the issues in California, and who knows what else we can pull out of him. Especially with me and Jamie and Dave, we'll pick his brain on God knows what, and have all y'all here with the chat, because I told him we could do. I told him I would come, during the day and do one or whatever you want to do. Even try to go live during the day, but he said he'd be glad to come here at night and do it. So should be fun, and we'll have fun talking with him, I'm sure. And of course, the way the world goes, who knows what else will pop up by then. We'll get to have all kinds of fun conversations. I appreciate everybody coming. I appreciate let's see, YouTube. We'll go up YouTube for a second first. Care about other mouse here. Got Tate is in the house. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Tate. Matt Sowell, Temple the Owl. Check out his channel. Wally's World 420. Willie's Desert Hangout. They got great channels. Monique was in the YouTube. Of course, we're Independent Mini United. Indy was in the house on both sides. Check out her channel, and come check out the live stream Fridays. They kind of do. They'll talk about local and all kinds of different subjects like we do. Then they switch it over to music, so then they kind of balance it out. Instead of we share cat videos, they switched over to music and have people come on, sing karaoke, or actually sing live music, or play their videos from where they recorded. And so it's a good time for sure. So check it out. Rural 2 I Seek popped on. I subscribe to their channel. Glad to see them pop in. I didn't get to really say hi to Zeo Fender. I don't know how long they said. Grizz. We got Karen Peterson. We got Hiker over on the Rumble. Cubs Future. Of course, Mr. James Salcedo Paranormal. Raz 23. Been hanging out with us the whole show. F and Emirates. See what we got. I know we got a bunch on Rumble. Of course, like I said, Indy was on both sides. Sweets, always here, supporting and taking care of business. You got Knights of the trio of them Knights of the Storm. You had Karen and Ashley and Jason Barker. For sure, I'll be going back on their show in about a month. So y'all keep tuning in. I'll give you a heads up on when I'll be there. So y'all follow that channel. It's on Saturdays, like 1 Central Time. So check it out for sure, because like I said, I'll be back over there. I've been on there once, and everybody seemed to like me over there. So I'm gonna come back. So yeah, we get the cool temperatures. What is the temperature right now? 66 here is nice. That's why I pulled out my beanie. I was like, this is celebrate. Hopefully it stays this way. Maybe I keep my beanie out. It's cool. I have my beanie on always. So I appreciate everybody being here as always. It's an honor and a privilege that y'all keep coming back and listen to me talk. And so I absolutely I appreciate y'all. Who would have thunk it? I promise you I didn't think it. Y'all check out I got a fun video coming Friday. If y'all make sure y'all subscribe so you get the fun video Friday. It's going to be about Egypt's cryptids. So it's going to be talking about 8 different cryptids from Egypt. So it's a fun one. Like I said, I don't have to always talk about, politics and all that kind of stuff. And then shorts on Monday, throwbacks on Tuesday. Of course, we'll be here every Wednesday. We've been doing it for 60 plus weeks in a row. We've missed New Year's Eve. That's the only one we missed so far. So that's pretty good. And I ain't stopping. I put a bunch of time and updated my camera, got me a new cool camera. And of course, this building, and this wall right here. And I ain't stopping. So I plan on, I don't know. We'll see what time I get up, and if somebody don't call me and need some side work or something like that, I might pop up Thursday or Friday. I'm gonna try to start doing more lunch shows. I have fun in the middle of the day. I do have lunch shows sometimes pop out, so if you make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, so if I pop up, you'll get to hear it. We had a great one Monday. It was a fun one. We had a great discussion in the chat as always. So I'm blessed to have such a smart chat that hangs out with me, and like I said again, thankful. So, but it's always y'all keep on keeping on, and yeah, thank you, Karen. I'm glad you were able to make it tonight. Yeah, that's right. It was this week you followed, so I did see that notification. So I'm glad you found us, and I appreciate you hanging out. You're here for a while, so you must enjoy what we got going on. So like I said, we try to have fun. We know there's no scripts, and we're swinging it and trying to put our heart out there. So, but as always, I'll keep rambling along if y'all let me. But as always, y'all keep on keeping on in the peace and chicken grease, and y'all be good and be safe. Thank y'all. I really do appreciate y'all.
Got to keep on, keep it on, baby.